Sound check now. Give me a thumbs up if you hear a sound. I had to switch it on here as well. I've been having quite a few sound issues. So we will start. Yeah, do you hear me now, Paul? Sound check now. It should be coming through. 10-4, we can hear you. Yeah, there was a slight adjustment on here. I am getting a new mic on Tuesday. So I decided now I repositioned this mic again. So maybe that's the issue. But I'm getting a new mic. When I did a check to see where my when I did a check to see where my my mic sound was coming and where the issue was coming from, I looked at Amazon because I always get my things from Amazon, and it was prior to 2021 that I got my current mic. So I was like, all right, it's more than enough time to get a new one. So that should be an upgrade, and hopefully that clears up all of the sound issues for you. So since you didn't hear my opening, I am going to jump right in and talk a little bit about that. So welcome to the OSR Tabletop with myself, GM Bloodworth. Of course, many of you are, as many of you as possible, you are welcome to join in the conversation. But let me do this setup real quickly. So the great debate. The debate of how to award experience points, be that in an OSR, although I know that this started off with a conversation with some other YouTube channels about OSR specifically, but I would extend this issue to any role-playing game that you are running, because experience points and how they are awarded can make or break your campaign. It can even make or break just even a short campaign where you're looking to play for several sessions, where character development might occur over that course of several sessions as well. So I have experienced both ends of the spectrum, where it was much too fast leveling up, and I've seen it where it was tediously slow and frustrating. And so trying to strike that proper balance is a really really difficult thing to do, number one. And number two, I'm sure that there are 1,000 different opinions on where to go with this. And so that's why I call it a great debate. So it is a great debate within the OSR, but I expand it beyond that. And I certainly welcome you all to join in and, include your own experiences, your own preferences for awarding experience points. And we're going to jump right into it. So first, let me say the hellos to everyone. And I already see that my ear trumpet has already shown his generosity. So thank you so much for that. And that went to Mike Dymart. Hey, so Mike is a longtime subscriber and attendee to these things. So it's great to see that you have been included in that. So you're welcome. And then on top of that, 2 Australian. So thank you very much for that. Also, my ear trumpet. So let's go down and see. Yes, my mic is now working. It's been so weird with that stuff. But anyway, hopefully that's all fixed by Tuesday. So we missed the first few, and here we go. And hey, what's going on, Mike? How's it going? So let me put that invite up again. And there it is. So anyone is welcome to join in on this. I can have up to 9 other individuals on here. Yeah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to open this up. So there are several different methodologies. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. So there are several different methodologies of doing experience points. Obviously, there is the very old school way of doing it, where you gain experience points from gold gathered during the adventure equals experience points 1 for 1. Um, Magic items grant experience points as well when you recover magic items during adventuring, particularly in old school D&D, like first edition AD&D. That was a major source, in my experience, a major source of experience points was getting magic items. Then you have other ways of gaining experience points through combat, obviously. So you'll gain experience points for killing monsters or creatures or other NPCs, and there wasn't too much differentiation in that. It was like you either got experience points for killing them, or you got no experience points for not killing them, and there was no in between. So when I, as a very OSR centric game master and player, when I look at some of the things from the past, and they still make me scratch my head too. And it's like, what, there needs to be some other ways of just having you go out there and murder hobo your way to higher levels, because that's what that really does encourage. And I find that there's also that same issue with gold for XP. And I know that some people are going to say that that's no, that's the backbone of the OSR. That's the strength of the OSR. And I'm going to just say that I think that there's a better way. All right. And I'm not talking about completely removing gold for XP. All right. But I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to wait till some other people chime in here as well, but I'm going to suggest something a little bit into our discussion here about what I've been thinking about doing with my next campaign. And so I will bounce those ideas off of you, but I would love to hear some of your own experiences as well with this. And you can also tell me about your experiences in your own campaigns, whether as a player or a game master, where it was excessively fast or too slow. I've experienced both. And then there's also the other methodology, which is a much more modern methodology, and that is milestone. All right. And I am not a fan. I'm going to come straight out and say it. I'm not a fan of milestone in that, not the way that it is done in, let's say, 5e, but I am in agreement with when you hit certain stages of an adventure, that some experience points will be earned from hitting those particular stages. So it's not quite milestone, but it is dropping off packets of XP as they're making their way through a set adventure piece. And that doesn't mean that it has to be railroaded that way. But if there are certain particular encounters that take place, those encounters will grant a bonus XP, because that encounter might be something that could lead in other directions or whatnot. So not every encounter is considered a milestone or a significant encounter, but the and I see what Lord Mateus is saying in here, and I'm going to clue in on that as well. So I found milestone leveling actually discouraged side quests and or downtime type activity from my players. Yeah, it's like some of these things really do distract the players from focusing on adventuring, and I know I was listening to Eric Tankar earlier on. I was listening to his take on I think gold equals for XP was the OSR kind of bulwark. It's like the foundation of the OSR, and and when he stated that that kept players on track to um, not focus about gaining experience points as the focal point of what they're doing, but actually spend their time adventuring. And whether they're focusing on combat to gain XP or they're focusing on killing to gather gold to gain XP, I see them as the same thing, and I'd rather see something slightly different than that. But again, gonna leave it up to some of you to bring in your comments as well. So on my break this week, so I can catch shows live. Nice, and it's great to have you here. And again, you can jump in if you wish to as well. Lord Mateus, same thing. Anybody, you're welcome to join in. So enjoy your break as well. It's a great time to have a break. So what I have found in at least non-OSR style fantasy like 5e milestones are more participation award everyone gets as opposed to reward for behavior the DM wants to reward. Yeah, and that's my problem with it as well. It almost happens like you're gaining XP just for being there, and it's different than session XP, which I have done in the past as well, because it's milestone XP isn't just a bunch of XP points that the player characters are going to receive. They're going up an entire level for completing that certain segment, whatever that milestone was. And that totally takes out the differentiation in in XP based across different character classes. Now I have not played 5e in more than 10 years. So, or very, actually, probably more than 9 years, I should say. So, I don't remember if the different character classes have different levels of XP needed to go up each level. Like it used to be like a paladin needed 3,000 as opposed to a thief or a rogue only needed like 1,250 or something along those lines. So when you put milestone in there, you eliminate all of that completely. So yeah, milestone leveling is different than milestone XP. So defeating monsters and adversaries should be all-encompassing, not just killing them. If you can get around the orc guard to get the next thing, you should still get the XP for the encounter. Absolutely. And in my little rules sheet that I'm kind of making for my Dragon Slayer campaign, I've put exactly that. I was like, you can get the same experience points for killing them, defeating them, which means driving them off, negotiating with them, or avoiding them. All right. And it's almost equal. Good Lord, 5e is that old. Wow. Yes, it is. It is 10 years old, right? It came out, it was released in 2015. And they ruined it by 2019. So yeah, it had maybe 4 good years before they totally destroyed it. But anyway, but yes, it has been out since then. Might have came out in early 2014, but I'm pretty sure it was, or late 2014, I should say, but I'm pretty sure it was 2015. How do you feel about the Shadow Dark leveling system? Um, it's fast, all right, in comparison, right? So it is fast, but they only go up to level 10. And the characters don't become super powerful by mid-level like you do with other, like with other systems, like comparing it to 5e. And it is it's a much more lethal game too, because you don't get as many hit points in Shadow Dark either. So it's a I think it works well for Shadow Dark, and I know that there are people out there who say that, oh yes, you can have long campaigns with Shadow Dark, months long or even years long campaigns with Shadow Dark, and that has not been my experience in running it or playing it. Um, but most of my experience running Shadow Dark has been at conventions, so it's been one shots. But just looking at the system itself, I think that its level system is conducive to where the game really shines, and that is for shorter campaigns and one shots. It works perfectly fine. Um, you can level up in a session in Shadow Dark. It's certainly from level 1 to level 2. You can certainly go up in a session or two in Shadow Dark. It's going to become exponentially harder to do that because the level requirements, the XP requirements to go from one level to the next doubles, or exponentially increases, I should say. It doesn't just double. It's exponential. So I think I plotted it out where you can go from first to 10th level in on average of giving about 4 or 5 experience points per session. You can go up to probably about 10 months of play from first to 10th level. But someone can, that's just on average. Sometimes you can go longer and take you longer to get to level 10. You might be able to do it faster. Really depends on how much you're gaining on carousal, which is another means of giving experience points, which I haven't gotten into just yet. They grow up and they grow up so fast. Yes. So I like the system that gives XP for coming up with a plan, whether it was good or not, using skills, avoiding unnecessary violence, things like that. Yes, it's that's called XP for role playing. All right, and good play and intelligent play. And so yes, that is another factor that you should definitely give there, and that's an individual reward or awarding of XP. So the whole party isn't sharing that. That's something that you're going to give 5 or 10 or 25, let's say, experience points to someone who comes up with that plan. For someone who and like you said, even if the plan fails, just thinking outside the box should get that player an additional award of XP for their character. So yes, absolutely. That's my real issue with Shadow Dark. Leveling goes by a bit too fast. I'm playing OSC right now, and I feel like every bit of XP is hard earned and takes a while. Yeah, it's probably one of the most difficult things to do as a game master, and that is managing XP going out to the player characters and trying to keep it where they're not leveling up too fast or too slow. It is a very, very difficult thing to do, and I'm sure it's a difficult thing for game writers, for developers, designers, to come up with a system that is well balanced enough. So yeah, it's not infrequent that you're going to see some systems level up faster than others. And I think that most designers are going to err on the side of fast growth as opposed to slow growth. And anyone out there who is a content creator, is a writer or designer, feel free to jump in there and give your own experience or your own philosophy of that as well. um, I've read about people dropping in the BX Gold for XP charts and SD, and it sounds like it works. Yeah, I don't do gold for XP in Shadow Dark. What I do is, because they don't get a lot of treasure in Shadow Dark, believe it or not, and they get small amounts of XP for gathering treasure. They might only get 1 to 3 XP for all of the treasure that they collect. Um, Shadow Dark is kind of stingy on XP when you look at the fact that the leveling system. So to go from first to second level, you only need 10 experience points. Now, if I'm on average giving 4 experience points or 3 to 4 experience points for just what the player characters are doing in the adventure, and then they might carouse for another 1 to 4 experience points, they might get 7 in a typical session, and that's if they really rolled better than average on their carousal roll. And that still means that it's going to take them 2 sessions to get to level 2, and then it will take them another 20 experience points to go from second level to third level, and then 40 to go from third to fourth, and so on and so forth. So it does keeps on, compounding as they go along. So let's see. Hey, how's it going, Edgelord King? How I am doing fine. What am I running at CNY? So I am running, let me see. I am running Hyperborea 3rd edition, and I am running Shadow Dark at CNY. I might also run, because it was so much fun to run it there, I might run Fallout 2. Both my Shadow Dark and my Hyperborea are Conan the Barbarian themed, because that's the theme of this upcoming Central New York RPG Con. Is there's going to be a Conan the Barbarian theme to it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to run 2 different game systems and tie them to Conan the Barbarian. My Hyperborea is going to be an adaptation of Red Nails, and my Shadow Dark is an adventure I wrote for myself. Obviously, actually both I've wrote for myself, and those are both Hyperborea. No, I'm sorry, Hyborian Age stage set pieces. Fallout obviously is not. So, but I could probably put a Robert E. Howard twist on the Fallout if I wanted to. So the only way to slow things down in SD is to be stingy with XP awards. Her XP for treasure is subjective. You can find 100 gold pieces worth of stuff, and maybe it wasn't difficult to attain, ergo 0 XP. Right. Well, there is no, I have to double check it, but I've never used it. But I don't do XP for, gold for XP in Shadow Dark. It doesn't work. That's not the way it's set up. The most that you can get from treasure, I believe, is between 1 and 3 XP total. And it's usually going to fall around the 2 XP point. I grant like 1 XP for any major encounter that they survived. I typically give just between 3 and at the most 4 XP for a game session total. All right. The and then the rest comes from carousal. And I only let them do carousal once every level. So after their first adventure, they can do carousal while they're still level 1. Then they have to wait until they're level 2 to do another carousal check. I'm going to do something different with Dragon Slayer because Dragon Slayer does have a carousal system, and I'm not going to limit them to just 1 per level, but they need thousands of experience points to go up in levels in Dragon Slayer as opposed to Shadow Dark systems. So every game system is going to have a different pacing that you're going to have to monitor as a game master. Yeah, plus 10 for a major artifact, but you're not giving that major artifact to to a first, second, third, or possibly even fourth level character. They're not getting that until you're not getting that until you get to like level 9 or so. And at level 9, 10 XP for attaining the artifact is basically the way you balance that out is that way you can give, what was I going to say? A major artifact is like the quest goal that you're on. So yeah, it'll give you 10 XP. Carousing is the main source of XP. I agree. It needs to be between adventures. Yes. Yeah. And I would, again, with Shadow Dark, I would only do it once every level because it could give you as many as 4 or even 7 XP if you spend a lot, or 8 or something like that. You can gain, you can gain 80% of a level if you're spending that many coin at first level. Which I doubt you would actually have, but you can go up half a level just from carousing. I limit it in Shadow Dark. Once every level for carousing is a good idea. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think that for Shadow Dark, with something that is basically following a 10, then 20, then 30, then 40 progression of experience points needed to go up to the next level, you can't let them carouse every time they set foot in town because players will do that, right? The players will. Then you're going to want to limit how much gold they're getting, and that becomes another thing that I think is the problem with gold for XP is that, they start wasting time looking to pick up every single little coin that they can possibly find. They start, hey, let's skin this thing so we can sell its pelt for 10 experience points. I've just seen players get too fixated on gathering XP through the gold exchange. I'm much more leaning towards just just saying it depends on how you're spending the gold. That will equal your experience points gained. Again, if anyone wants to jump in, I'm going to put that invite out there as well. So that is out there. If I recall, Shadow Talk for a baseline isn't it 25 at average party level for 1 XP point. That's kind of gold for XP option. Yeah, I mean, there's different, I'm sure that there's different things in there. I've not actually bothered looking at the rule for some time yet. In some time, because I've just been doing my system of granting XP for it. There is a book called Downtime and Demences. Dimenses. Uh, that has carousing rules for BXOSE. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll definitely I'll check that out, Edgelord. What's the Dragon Slayer carousing system like? All right, I can read that to you because I opened it up here. Um, I opened it and then I closed it. So basically, uh, let me open it up, and I literally had it open because I was working on mine. My idea for it, and I think it's page 290. Actually, I'm almost certain it's page 290. I just have to wait for it to open up, and I'll share it. There it goes. Takes forever sometimes for this thing to download. Da, 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 da. So I know it's 290. There it is. Let's expand this so you can see it as well. And I am going to share. I have to look around my microphone. I can't wait to get a new microphone. So this is my share. Nope. This is my share. Share. Why is this interface so much different? No, that's not what I want. Nope. Share screen. There it is. Share screen. All right. So here is, I'm going to wait for it to come up on my other screen so I can see that you're looking at the same thing. But here is the carousing rules for Dragon Slayer. So the purpose of carousing is to provide a set of optional rules whereby player characters can earn experience points by spending gold. All right. And that's how I like to think of it as well. So it's not earning gold, it's how do you spend it? What are you spending it on? So although carousing is defined as boisterous, drunken, merrymaking, you can carouse for anything within reason in game. Yes, you can go on a crazy bender filled with ale and debauchery, but you can also research a spell, have special tools built, rebuild a tavern, visit NPCs, research local history, and so on and so forth. All right. So how does it work? Now, what he doesn't tell you is how often you should do it. And so that's where it comes into the game master or the maze controller in this game system, where the maze controller has to think about this, right? So you're going to roll dice below, roll the dice below. You're going to roll a D4 and a D20. Either at the table or using the dice roller at whatever. So a D4 times 100 for gold XP. This is the amount of gold spent and the amount of experience you receive. All right. This is used for levels 1 through 3. He does not expand on what you use for higher levels. So I kind of did that myself. The player character does not need 400 gold on hand, but this increases the risk. All right. I no rule for how you increase that risk, but maybe for every 100 short, there's a +1 to the roll on the D20. The D20 is a save versus death. There is a risk in carousing. Make your save, your carousal a success, and you receive the experience points. Fail, and you must roll a D20 in step 2. And step 2 is going to give you a number of different negative consequences for having done so. Now, that's basically the system, right? And you have several things that can all lead to, investment opportunities, or you burnt the house down, or you got beaten up in the street, and you lose, some hit points here and so on. So it is basically a it's basically a fairly simple system, right? Because you're only going to go through like 20 different possible outcomes. I would expand that list, or I would just think about the number that they rolled and just make up something that is going to work well. The other thing that Dragon Slayer mentions for the carousal system is that that is for in between sessions. So the player isn't actually there. The player might see what the outcomes were with their die rolls. They're rolling their dice, but then you're going to develop something along during that week that you might be off. And then you'll reveal the results of their carousing in the next session, hopefully within the first moments of the next session. And that could help drive the story around. This is what really gets me thinking about, gold for XP shouldn't just be a monetary transaction. The XP points need to be an experience that the player character has had, and so, I think conceptually I'm removing it from just that transactional gold for XP. Instead of it's gold for an experience, and that experience can lead to role playing, that can lead to adventures, that can lead to negative consequences, and so on. And we have our first guest to jump in, and there we go. Oh, wait, let's try it again. There we go. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. So, I'm going to let you introduce yourself first, because I'm not. Oh, it's Edgelord. All right. Yeah, I see everything else but
I'm excited. I'm excited for Central New York Con. I'm definitely getting in on your Hyperborea game.
Yeah. Let me change something here. Let me change the name tags so I can see them here, because I'm not seeing. No, it's not you.
I got excited and called myself that.
Yeah. Well, maybe I can change the graphics, the nameplates. That's weird. So let's see.
No. Hey, that book I was talking about.
Yeah.
I got the PDF right here. I don't know if you can see it on screen here. Let me hang on a minute. Let me see if I can. That's what it looks like.
Okay. And it's called what again?
On Downtime, and I can't even say Demences.
Demences. Yeah, that's the word I don't know.
Downtime and Demences. Like, I don't know what that means. I'm not a English major over here.
Yeah.
But, it's pretty neat. I got it off a drive-through.
Demences. Maybe it's Demences. Definition.
It could be.
Land attached to a manor and retained for the owner's own use.
Yeah, there's rules for there's a little more like stronghold. Like there's stuff more detailed than what the base of old school essentials is.
Yeah. So
it's a good book.
Yeah,
I
definitely
like
look into it.
Yeah. If you're running OSD, I mean everyone's doing Shadow Dark nowadays, which I'm gonna get that Blacklight. Did you ever get that?
Which one?
Blacklight, it's called. I think Scry and Dutchman. It's like a modern version of Shadow Dark.
No.
Oh, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I'm slowing down a little.
I know. I understand.
Purchasing stuff, it's like I just went like all in on a whole bunch of stuff for Lamentations of a Flame Princess. Like I just got like 8 adventures,
Right. Well, I was on Roger's channel the other day, and we were talking about all kinds of games, and I'm like, I did like you. I stopped for a while, and I'm like, they're like talking about new games that could be incorporated, like a movie or a TV was a scenario. I'm like, these guys are animals. They got everything new.
Yeah,
they got
no,
one game after another. I'm like, you guys are animals. I mean, that's awesome, but I'm like, I can't keep up with that.
So it's pronounced domain. So
Oh, okay. There we go.
so
Maybe that's where the word domain came from. I don't know.
no,
But
domain has to come from
oh,
Latin,
Dominion
and
or so, yeah,
domain is
whatever.
from,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
French word. Yes, of course it's French. So that's why the S's are
Right.
silent. It's
I'm no brain surgeon, so
yeah, this is what I thought it was, the Call of Cthulhu versus
yeah, and
Dark Time
downtime
and
and dementia
Dementia.
would be
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, it's like that's
I
what
don't
I
think
was
we
thinking.
need
I
any
was like,
more specific rules for dementia for that game. That's
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so Mike is saying here that it's the Delta Green for Shadow Dark. All
Yeah,
right. So
it really does look cool. I think I am gonna get that for sure.
yeah,
I
down
just
the road I
bought
might.
another version of the classic fantasy. I got the box set because I heard they're gonna discontinue that, which is
They're discontinuing. They're just going to put all of their eggs into the
advanced,
advanced
right?
basket,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, that's
fine.
a shame.
I
I don't know. I
mean,
kind of like their layout of classic BX though,
yeah, but their layout for the advanced is great
Yeah,
too.
it is.
So
It
it's
really
like,
is.
you
Well, I
know,
like how they made advanced basic like
yeah,
I don't know how he described that. I think everyone knows what I mean.
yeah, yeah. No, they made it like very as easy as basic to
Yeah.
grasp, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it as a player. So I,
Yeah.
I have I have less interest in running it as I do playing it. And that's one of the few game systems that I can actually say that. You
Yeah.
know, um, I tend to like to run game systems rather than play them. Like Shadow Dark, I'll run, all the time.
Yeah.
Playing it, I've only played it once, but I've
Yeah.
run it. I've run it 3 dozen times. You know what
If
I'm
I'm
saying?
ever
It's like,
involved in a role playing game, I'm always going to usually be the DM. I mean, that's
yeah,
just how it's always. I whether I like it or not. Sometimes it feels like I'm carrying the ring to Mount Doom,
yeah,
but you know,
yeah.
and but I like it, obviously. But I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like there's so many games, and it's like how much can you run? And it's just you know what I mean?
Yeah, and actually, I know that speaking of this, I
Yeah.
was like, well, I'm going to be talking about XP and how does he handle giving out XP, and even this does not do gold pieces for XP straight up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
in
know
the
that.
adventure, yes, but not outside of an adventure.
All right.
So you don't gain XP for something that you sell. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like if I got a sword that is a +1 sword and I'm going to sell it for, 1100 gold pieces. I'm not getting XP for selling it. I'm not getting any XP
Yeah.
for a magic item that I am not keeping and using myself. You know what I'm saying?
That was
And
always a weird rule selling. I mean, the whole XP for
yeah,
magic. You know
well,
what I
that's
mean?
why I'm glad to see that Dragon Slayer doesn't even have that.
Yeah.
There's no XP for magic items.
That's on my list too. I mean, we're talking about not buying new games. I
Yeah,
think I am gonna get Dragon Slayer.
that one I would recommend. Yes,
Yeah, I
that
do
I would
like
actually
Dragon Slayer.
recommend. Because that
The
is,
art alone, I mean, I love the art in that.
yeah,
Whoever did that art, I think Double D was covering whoever that was. I guess there's a book out of the artist, but that art is beautiful.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's very reminiscent of AD&D
Yeah.
First
Oh, it
Edition.
takes it hits you right in
Yeah,
the feels. Yeah, it does.
yeah. Which Shadow Dark has a great art as well. I
Oh, I like
love
Shadow Dark.
its
Yeah.
Shadow Dark's their art direction as well. But anyway, let's get back on to XP. So one of the things, so I was talking with some other GMs on Discord today. GM Grandpa in particular, who is kind of like trying to put together an OSE game that I'm really really looking forward to playing in. So hopefully it comes together over the next couple of weeks. And he was talking about how he how he likes to give out XP for hitting certain role playing elements, as they're going on. So again, not quite milestone. It's not milestone leveling. It's milestone XP. So if you make certain discoveries, if you get to certain points in an adventure, that's where you all get that bundle of XP. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing.
Like the lower you go in a level, I mean, the lower you make it to
Well,
maybe
no,
a
if
level
there's
you
like,
get.
if you're doing like an investigation, right? And that's why I say this doesn't necessarily have to be a fantasy RPG.
Okay.
But
Yep.
if you're doing an investigation and there's like 5 clues that need to be discovered in order to really link the whole thing together. Now you might infer after getting just 3 of them, which direction to go to, but having all 5 is going to get you there, right?
Right.
So with each of those discoveries, you're gaining some XP. All right. That is milestone XP. All right. That everyone in the party is going to get across the board. So you don't have to say, oh, this is going to be, it's not going to be a massive amount of XP because these are all just like little baby steps towards your major goal. All right. And so I was like, yeah, I'm on that same wavelength with what I'm looking to do, where I'll have it where if you go into a room and you're utilizing a skill in this room or you're casting a spell in this room and you're in this room for at least 10 minutes, you're not just blasting through it and, oh, there's 10 XP, I just walked through this room. No,
Right.
you're spending time, and then that allows me to give you the full, these are your 5 senses, that you're experiencing. You're truly experiencing the room, or whatever it happens to be, right? The scenario, the scene that you're in. You're fully experiencing this. You're searching for things. You're passing. You're casting certain spells to gain. Maybe you're stopping briefly to heal somebody up, but you're in this space for at least a turn. Then some experience points is going to be gained for doing that. Now, again, with Dragon Slayer, once you've done that for 5 times, then, oh, your headphone just died. Yeah, once you've done that for 5 times, I don't know if you could hear me too, or you can't hear at all. I guess you can't hear at all. I can hear you again.
Can you? All right. Yes. Yeah, my headphones just died.
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's a way of doing milestone. Yeah, it's milestone adjacent. All right. Yeah, it's like, that's why I say it's not milestone leveling, which I'm adamantly opposed to.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
XP.
Yeah. Right.
All right. It's you're gaining small packets of experience points. Oh, we got another person looking to join. I didn't hear that ping, Paul. There we go. Hey, Paul. How's it going? I hope you weren't waiting long. I didn't hear a chime.
Usually, yeah, I think I signed on about the same time as Edgelord, so it probably both like the Three Stooges through a door. Just kind of didn't hear me in the back, but yeah, I think I brought it up a couple weeks ago. Yeah, on Downtime and Domain.
Yeah, oh yeah, you did. I think I remember that. I'm like, someone brought that up recently. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
Oh, is that something I should get my hands on, Paul?
I think so. If you're in OSC,
especially for that OSC rule set, it gives you a lot of options. It's one of those books. A lot of these guys, especially Roger and crew, have been talking about. Like they like to have books as a utility in the background. Right. I think there's, like I mentioned, there is the 3-book set where there's like the trap book, the monster book, and
I remember you mentioning this. Book. Yeah, I watched that video too. I was like, I remember you talking about that too.
Definitely the Downtime book is the top one of them. The other 2, not as great.
Yeah,
but yeah.
All right, so I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah,
but I'm not looking to run OSC. So that's
gotcha.
That's the other thing I want.
Well, I mean, it's.
I am. I'm trying to get my players. We've been kind of out of it for a long time, and I'm trying to get them back. And at first, I was going to run Dark Sun 2nd edition, but someone, I don't know where it is. someone made an OSE version of Dark Sun, and I'm like, nah. But I read it. It sounds. So I think I'm gonna run OSE Dark Sun for them. That's our favorite. That was always our favorite. Was Dark Sun.
There's a Shadow Dark version of Dark Sun.
Oh,
too,
that one's cool. I like
yeah.
that one. I don't know if they're ready for shit.
Is that Chubby? Is that Chubby?
Yeah, Chubby Funster. Yeah, he did the
Shadow
Skyrim one.
I mean, I love his Skyrim. His Skyrim adaptation for Shadow Dark is awesome.
Yeah,
it seems like he's putting work in to repolish both of those for Skyrim and the Dark Sun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Skyrim is perfect the way it is.
Get me started. You know, I mean, as Roger's crew can tell you, I'll go off for about a 20-minute tangent on it.
Yeah.
Positive tangent. Positive.
Oh yeah. Now we got a party. Yes.
There you go.
The minimum size party is a party of 3. All right. You know,
I'm all out of Cure Lights, so we might have to run away.
Yeah.
Have to nail the door shut.
The Cure Lights meaning my headphones. We might be out. I might have to run out of the dungeon.
How about Planescape?
That would be cool.
Planescape?
Yeah, I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe do an OSE Planescape. That would be fun.
That's the interesting thing. Everybody's bailing out of D&D, so they love these settings, and now they're just looking to like, all right, which system can we transport these to? Because nobody trusts WotC, so they're like, we want a Dark Sun that's more Dark Sun than
Shadow Sun. Right. Shadow Sun is
Shadow Sun was cool. I like I said, I don't know if my party's ready. I don't know.
Now, so here's my question for you, Paul. So Paul plays in some of my games, right? So Paul is in my Gangbusters game, and the way that Gangbusters has been working, have you guys leveled yet?
I think we just finally leveled.
Like last time, so they finally leveled after week 8, week 9.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's been at least like
8 or 9. So it took about 8 or 9 sessions for them to level from 1 to 2. All right. So 8 or 9 sessions, and let's say that's 2,000 experience points, just on average. So they've been gaining about 300 XP per time. Now, that has been. So Gangbusters has been doing, now I've been doing session XP for it. There's, believe it or not as much combat, although they like to introduce combat.
I would figure there would be.
But there hasn't been like an abundance of combat. I mean, a couple of fist fights, a couple of, gunfights that they've had, but certainly not every single session. So they have been gaining experience points just by pulling profit, and so that has been, and the way that system works it's the type of crime and the difficulty of that crime has a set amount of XP that it gives, right? So if you
don't do
like
the crime mugging, if you can't do the time, right?
Yeah, if you do like a mugging is going to give you like 50 experience points.
That sounds
all right,
cool.
But if you set up a gambling operation, well, that's going to give you 250 experience points. You know what I'm saying? Plus whatever you gain from whatever you gain. Now in that grouping, I do session XP because although it's not as high as I used to do with some like the fantasy RPGs, but it's like I like to reward my players for showing up because it's hard to get people on a Thursday morning, as Paul will attest to as well.
It's been 2 of us for the longest time. So
2 of us for or the 3 of us for the longest time, and it's the same.
It's almost for Gangbusters.
For Gangbusters,
And you got
it's a Thursday morning. To be honest with you, it's a Thursday morning.
I wasn't working.
It's kind of hard. To get morning shots going. And then I have the same thing with my Hyperborea Thursday evening. It's been hard to get a group larger than 3 players for a Thursday evening game. So it's tough. It's tough getting groups online. That's for certain.
It's tough for me getting groups, period.
And then to do it as far as, and when you come up with XP as another stumbling block, that's that's something like some of my experiences, right? So as both a GM and a player, I have seen both sides, both ends of the spectrum, right? Too fast and tediously slow. All right. And I've experienced them as both a player and as a GM. And I found that like magic items giving XP for like castles and crusades in particular, and loosely following their adventures that are written adventures by Troll Lord Games, it's like, crap, this stuff is swingy as hell. If you're doing like random lair treasure, and you're excluding some of the, you're excluding some of the like the 50,000 XP, magic items from your randomized roll. Sometimes it's swingy. I've had it be like, everyone gains like 4,000 experience points from one session, and then other sessions where they get 250. It's like, and it is very, very unpredictable and swingy. And so
sounds
I've
like 180.
I've been a player in a Castles and Crusades game where the game master would do with Castle Keeper was just so stingy with XP that it was like, dude, I've been first level for 10 weeks. All right. I went like 6 sessions without gaining a single experience point, and it's like, I just gave you 24 hours of my time and I haven't gained a single experience point.
I'm the opposite. I'm like Monty Hall sometimes. I gotta like rein myself.
Right.
I seriously gotta rein myself in. Otherwise, I'm like, these guys are gonna be 5th level in 2 weeks,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I
like,
gotta do that. I'm the opposite. That's my trap. Is I'm like, only because you go through the rules and I'm like, I wonder how this magic item works. Maybe I'll give it to the party and let them all use it. And I don't know. I just want to see it in action, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bill the Butcher would be a brute, by the way. But very, very simple. He would be a brute.
I think since we don't have a brute, that's kind of why we haven't gotten into a whole lot of like gun battles.
Right.
Because those are vicious too. There's no cure light wounds in 1920s. It's
right.
like, they're just blasting at each other.
Uses BX rules, right? That's the BX gangbusters.
Yeah. And the only changes I did with that was because it doesn't have all of the rules like XP. I've modified that a little bit.
Yeah, because you're not like going through random rooms, kicking down doors and gunning everyone down. That like
no,
it's D&D.
that would
you know
not,
what I mean?
that would be a different kind of game. Well, plus they're playing a criminal campaign,
right?
So they're more on trying to establish a steady money flow.
Yeah,
right.
Legal, but still a steady money flow. So it's a little bit different. But they've been kind of under the radar so far as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Since like starting with session 3, it almost broke into domain play because we tried doing like some cat burglary stuff within the first 2 sessions, and that failed hard. We didn't get a lot of experience because we didn't succeed, but we got out of game experience and learned that we didn't have the ability to break into a store because we knew where the safe was. We just couldn't get to it.
Just couldn't get to it. Breaking down a fire door without the real skill. Like first level, you don't have great skill to crack any, safe crack or do any of those kinds of things. But again, it gets me back to, what does experience points actually mean? And experience points aren't just this monetary system. They're what is your character's experience? What did they actually do? And that's what I want to have a XP award system to encourage, is that tell me what you're going to do with this 100 gold pieces. I'm not giving you 100 experience points because you picked up 100 gold pieces from the sack that was, in the corner of a dungeon. What are you going to do with that? If you're a paladin, you're going to tithe that. You gain experience.
That's why the carousing rules are cool. Yes, I knew you were going to open that, Paul.
I was going to say, because I was just reading it. It's just reading it, and it seems like the general rule is that it's 2 for 1 gold to XP, depending on what you're doing, and then depending on what you do, you make a specific saving throw. So, like, you have to save versus poison if you go carousing because you're getting drunk, and then there's what is there?
There's even like carousing for priests, like doing like sacrifices, or I forget what. I honestly, I think I saw something about evil too.
I was just reading that about the dark sacrifices because it's like the blood of an animal counts as 100 gold, whereas a sentient counts as 1,000 gold per hit die.
My guys are role players, ROLL, and they always play evil. I get it. Everyone. First of all, I'm called the Edgelord, so let's keep that in mind. But I read that, I'm like, oh my god, I better not show these guys this. No. It's gonna get dark.
It's and like Takata is putting in here as well. So in Dragonbane, XP is awarded through answering questions, which incentivizes engaging in the game. It's
Takata.
Like I said, I when you enter a room, tell me what you're doing in there. Tell me what exactly you're doing in there. Are you looking under the rug? Are you doing this? I'm going to lay out what you see, hear, smell, feel, like room temperature. I'm going to give you all of the 5 senses that your character is experiencing once they enter the room. You tell me what you're doing while you're in there. All right. And if you're in there for a whole turn, tell me what skills you're using. Tell me what spells you're either preparing and using or whatnot. And then when all is said and done after that turn, you're going to gain experience for basically going through that room thoroughly. All right. Whatever is in there, you're going to find it and you're going to utilize a skill for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're telling me I'm actively looking for a secret door in here and I'm going to spend 10 minutes doing so, you're going to find it. All right. Now, how you're going to open it is the next thing. That's where the roll comes in. That's where, that's where those other abilities come in. Or, you found a chest now and it's locked. So now you have to, check it for traps or pick it or do whatever you're looking to do with it. All right.
Does jumping up and down on an altar until something happens, does that count? That happened in my game, by the way.
It potentially
I was a player.
It potentially could. What it can do is it can make enough noise that it'll bring a random encounter into the room.
Oh no, something happened. I got teleported into the deity's realm and died. So
that could happen too. But that's what I just mean. They're gaining experience points by interacting with the environment, and they're utilizing their skills. They're actually learning to do things. This was my big issue with that one GM that was not granting experience points for adventuring if you had no combat and you found no treasure. You were just going through a complex and you didn't manage to find the secret door that led to something to actually do. And it's like, all right, we just spent 3 hours running around in this complex. We're not encountering anything. We're not, but we're here. We're learning about the environment that we're in, but we're gaining no experience points for doing so. And that's the kind of.
But D&D without combat, I mean, that's like Star Trek Season 1, Next Generation, It's like,
it's got to.
You got to have I know, I get it. There's role playing involved and stuff, but there's got to, especially if you're the fighter, you're like sitting back while everyone, just role
originally called the fighting man.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I'm a man that fights, and we're not fighting.
Right. Yeah. Right. Let's get this thing going.
Right. No, That's why I tell people, like, I think there's somebody named on Twitter whose like name is D&D is a war game, and I was like, see, this guy gets it. He understands D&D is not about role playing. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not against the role playing, but like,
sure,
well, going through what poor Bloodworth's going through, like all that time with I'm just like, oh my god, guys. Are we in a Shakespeare at the Park, or are we playing D&D here?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It seems like, you're just going through things. You didn't find any treasure. You didn't find anything to fight. What kind of dungeon are you going through? That's like some kind of
it was like
Kafka-esque nightmare where you're just an existential hole in the ground.
It literally lasted for
seriously.
It lasted for week. Now
you're generous with your time.
The other problem was that when I first came into that campaign, I came in as first level, and they were like third level. The rest of the party was like third level, and they were going into a Gnoll's lair. All right, first level against Gnolls in Castles and Crusades.
Oh, you're gonna get slaughtered.
No freaking joke.
Yeah.
So my first character died. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll roll up a new character. And this time I was like, all right, I'm going to make a ranger, because a ranger will be better against Gnolls, because I knew I was going to end up in there. All right. So went in as first level, took a couple hits, got knocked unconscious. All right. So, all right, I'm unconscious. They revive me. They retreat from there. All right. Gain no experience points because I was unconscious. Didn't matter the Gnolls that I killed before that.
This game sucks.
Sounds
bad.
All XP was lost.
No offense, but
as soon as you were knocked unconscious, I got to after several weeks of this. Yeah. I was like, I hope my character dies, and I'm just not going to re-roll.
Well, that's
I'm just going to walk away. It'd be like, all right, thanks a lot for the enjoy. Thanks a lot for the experience. I'm done.
I get you.
Eventually, we just had a total falling out, and I was like, "Now I'm done with this." We were dealing with this NPC that wouldn't even help us. We were trying to help her, and I'm like, I'm getting ready. I was like, I'm killing this. I'm killing this NPC.
One of those DMs that are like adversarial. You know what I mean? Our DMs can kind of be adversarial, and you're just like,
just got to read what Takato's saying here. That's just a bad.
Oh, I got to pull up the chat. It does sound like a bad GM.
It depends on your players. I ran. So I ran a 5e campaign that had awesome RP, the best I've seen in the game. As a DM, a lot of times I got to sit back and then be a spectator. Yeah, that's cool too.
I had that experience with Dungeon World since
GM. Yeah, so
as a GM, you don't.
He was a really nice guy, but he was a terrible game master.
I'm the opposite. I think people get bored because I'm like, let's. Like I said, I'll read something. I'll be like, here you go. Let's see how this works. Here's your voice. Here's Excalibur. Let's see how you do it.
Right.
So that's why I'm looking to award XP for, for actually doing things, and it doesn't have to be combat, and it doesn't have to be finding treasure. It's not simply just showing up and being there. It's actually doing things that
getting involved,
Right.
Yeah. It's actually
being the mapper. I try to give experience for people. I call them the chronicler. Like if someone writes like a summary from their character's point of view of the gaming session,
absolutely,
that is like, that's a lot of XP for me. I'm like, you put actual time into the game outside of, the table. That's awesome. You deserve XP for that.
Yeah. Well, that's being in my mind a true bard, like Mr. Beauchamps in the Unforgiven.
Yeah.
All right. You remember how he was just going and chronicling Mooney's action and everything? I was like, that's what a bard is.
Yeah.
I was saying,
you're right.
To me, that's
a journalist, but yes. I guess a bard could be your D&D journalist, with the bardic community.
Tell the story of your
TV show,
of your exploits and everything. But and that deserves XP if that's all the player wants to do. And hey, I'm going to be your cartographer. I'm going to be your mapper, and I'm mapping out these places that I'm going in. Maybe I'm again like a scribe. AD&D had various classes from Dragon Magazine where it's like, oh, I'm a scribe, I'm an oracle,
Yeah.
You have these like non-combat, like completely
Jester,
non-combat
right?
character classes, and they could play a role in, in adventuring just like that. I mean, someone could play, hey, I want to be the porter. I want to be
I
a
should
zero
convert
level
some of
porter,
those Dragon Magazine classes to OSC. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like all those paladins. I've been toying with that, but like something like that, that would be really fun to convert all that to OSC.
Lord Humongous.
Yeah.
Just kill your
That's what I thought. I'm going to walk away.
We can end this suffering. Just walk away.
Yeah. I played another D&D Beckme campaign where I was in a similar situation. My magic user was 3rd level, but he only had 1st level spells because the guy would never let us go to towns. It was like, where the hell am I getting these other, and never got scrolls or anything. And I basically threw myself into a pit with a feather fall to land amongst a whole bunch of drow that for some reason at 3rd level we were fighting drow.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I was like, yep, I'm going to feather fall right into them. And, I'm going to, because that was the one magic item that I actually had was a ring of feather falling. I was like, oh, I'm going to go right into them. And then I'm just going to start. And he was like, you're not going to come out of there. I was like thinking to myself, yeah, that's the freaking point. It's like, I'm not coming out of there. He tried to prolong it. He tried to, you've just been captured, but none of the other players went in after me. So I was like, thank you. It was like the unwritten rule. Like, no, let me just go.
Those drow are now lawful good for putting you out of your misery.
Yeah. In my last session, I had a player hand me a 2-page handwritten letter to the Lord Mayor of the city they are in. That is going to have the influence in the game and get him some XP. Yeah, cool. And that's like a carousal roll, right? That's like something that is happening in between sessions. There
is an exception to this, though.
Yes.
Sometimes when people write like multi-page documents on their character background, then I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, but
I knew that was going to get brought up.
But this is in the background.
I know that's not, but I'm just like, there is an exception to that. I know I like it when players are engaged, but then you start reading it all started.
You can't get into experience points earned before play begins.
I think it's just like because you're developing your character.
Yes,
at the table is what I like more than a 2-page story about how he's already a character.
Tell me what you are, 10 weeks from now.
Right. Like develop what you are is what is what I like.
Yeah. So now with my Dragon Slayer, this is the first time that I'm starting players off. I believe I did for Dragon Slayer. I did what was the average amount of experience points every class needed to be level 3. And then that's what I started every player character off with. And I said, this is the one thing I'm going to do because they got tired. They've been with me now for 4 years. We've played several different game systems, every one of them for at least 8 months, if not 2 years and 3 months, the longest campaign that we were in. But every single campaign we've had, we've been together for at least 8 months for every one of those campaigns. And every one of those, they started at 1st level. And they're like, I don't want to start as
I understand
the dirt farmer again.
Yes.
Not for another, we've all been there and done that with you. And we kind of know where you're going. So it's like, hey, you know what? You're each going to start with 4,683 XP. That was the exact average for every character class.
Because then the thief player would be like, well, how come they get all that?
No. Everybody, I hit them off at the pass with that. It was like, well, do we get the 10% bonus for no? You got 4,683 XP.
You might have my players.
That was in there. I said, and on top of that, I am going to partially control what you did at 1st and 2nd level. All right. So and then I'm going to explain where you find yourself now and some of the circumstances about why you're here. That's the trade-off. I'm going to do a little bit of world building through your character, in that moment. But then from this point on, it's all you.
I
And
kind of
you're
do
going
that
to,
too. Sometimes when I start like over first level, I'll be like, all right, well, you guys just completed Salt Marsh. So here's what you found in Salt Marsh. You got the mansion. You sold the Sea Ghost. There you go. You're set. You know what I mean? I've done that, stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah. So again, it's the first time I'm experimenting with
Spoilers
starting
for
out a
Salt Marsh for
campaign,
anyone.
not at first level. Yeah, giving experience points for in between sessions is certainly something that that you could try. It's certainly something that might work for you.
Anything that keeps them engaged. I mean, that's
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
that
keeping them
I feel
engaged
like
during
experience points are a means to
downtime
do that.
is important.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have not run. I mean, we'll probably do gangbusters this Thursday, by the way,
Okay.
Paul. So
I
I'll
would,
be
if
ready for
only it
that.
wasn't Thursdays, I'd
Um,
do it.
but we've been like the last couple of weeks, we've not been doing anything. Obviously, the holidays and all of that. And the week before the holidays, it was like, no, I'm just too damn busy, getting everything ready. And this past week, obviously, not anything happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be my new norm. Is every December. Maybe we'll go through just the first week of December, and then the second through the last week of December doing nothing. We'll pick up again in a new year. And I'm going to probably do the same thing with the month of July. It's like I'm not running anything in the month of July.
Instead
Because
of
usually
losing
I'm
your
on
mind,
vacation. Sometimes I'm working, during July. So it's like I don't want to do anything in the month of July, and maybe partly through August. It really depends on when and then I'll start in September. I've learned also that starting campaigns in the summertime,
Oh,
September,
forget it.
everybody's schedules change in September.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm
No
not
one's
just talking
ever
about like if they're
right.
college students or anything. It just feels like people in a variety of industries.
It's
They
the
just,
opposite with me. I can't get anyone to play during the summer. Everyone's just like, oh no, I got a barbecue at George's house, and
well,
no,
yeah. There's just so much going
it's
on
just
in the
like,
summertime that the summer times is like the worst time to start.
I know.
To
I
start a
figure because I'm
campaign in.
boring or something, but I think
Yeah,
it's just everyone has that problem.
yeah.
I'll tell you what would be fun is running the gangbusters on a Sunday and making some Sunday sauce for everyone when they come over. Have a little spaghetti, do a little gangster action there. That'd be fun.
Just, shit is about to get real when the DM says just walk away. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah. So yeah, so these have been my ponderings. Is just how to award XP so that the pace is right, and that is a very, very difficult thing to do, and and it takes some tweaking in between. I know a lot of times people will say, oh, you can't change what you're doing once you start a campaign. I was like, where? Well, that's not written anywhere. It's like,
Right.
no, you can, rulings over rules. It's like that is about as OSR as you can get. It's like, no, this isn't working. I'm not doing it anymore, kind of thing. And it's fine to do that, especially if you have established players. If your players have been with you for years, they'll come accustomed to, all right, yeah, I get it. I can see why you've tried something, it's not working. We're not going to stick with something that's not working just because this is how we started with it. And XP, we're awarding XP. It works the same way. I mean, even in that very tough campaign that I was in, with that game master, I mean, he eventually, after about 6 months, changed how experience was like, oh no, if you get knocked unconscious, you would keep whatever experience you had before, you earned before that, but not for that event that you got unconscious. Even if you killed something in that particular combat, So like, whatever. It's
I'm
probably
kind of more merciful. If you
it
got
was
knocked
better
down
than
in
that. It was
combat, it's
better
like,
than
come on.
nothing. You know, so I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I'll get half experience for, for doing all of this. But it's a
I suck at Discord, Mike, but I'll take you up on that offer. I'll do my best to get better. I need to be better.
yeah, jump in on my Discord. So
I
I
will.
will,
I come in once in a while, but man, I suck at Discord. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, just jump
It's not
in
Discord's
and
fault. It's mine. I get it.
hey,
Yeah.
if you're free for games, I have room in my games
Yeah, I need to get
on
on more.
Thursday mornings and Thursday evenings. There's room. So
If anything, just to see how you guys run stuff, if I'm doing something, you know what I mean? I always like to get tips on how to do things from other GMs, other than watching YouTube videos about. I want to see what it's like in the field, I guess you could say.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's a, again, it's with XP in because I only do online gaming.
I think
The only
XP, like we said, though, should be like based on player engagement. If you got a guy who's just being a freaking wallflower, it's like you're not getting anything.
Right.
Even if once in a while you go Asan chop and the orc leader dies or whatever, it's just like, yeah, but you're still kind of a dud. You know what I mean? You gotta get the game in.
I guess the one thing I was thinking of when we were talking about how do we split up the XP, maybe you look at it in thirds. You look at the campaign. Okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to do exploring? Do we want to do slaying? So maybe you get more XP for combat. You go, okay, XP for slaying, but none of that XP for gold stuff or XP for magic items. But if you want to do like a
rooms explored, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You weigh it depending on like, well, what do you want to do? You want to explore more? Okay, we'll do XP for magic items, but the point of magic items is going to be researching the lore of them, returning them to the rightful people. Maybe it's a magical crown you need to return to a kingdom to help it re-rise, stuff like that. Stuff that isn't just combat. Because if you want XP for combat, just give XP for combat.
Like I'll use an example of that is the 3 weapons in White Plume Mountain. It's like, okay, everyone's going to want to keep Black Razor or, Whelm and all that. But like, if you're going to give them great XP for turning it in, you know what I mean? Other than what you slayed in the dungeon, giving them a bonus XP for having such an awesome weapon in your hands and giving it to the rightful owner. I mean, that's something that you should be rewarded for that. Yeah. I feel I know that's the point of the adventure, but you should be rewarded for that. Otherwise, like most people, like especially my group, they're just like, oh, Black Razor, time to kill everyone.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I was going to say, well, with Black Razor, you might want to be like, you're going to get some extra XP, but you might want to destroy this because it's even though it's cool for killing things, you're going to kill your friends.
Well, I had
it's pretty much the sword for Melric.
So, ironically, I had a cleric of Poseidon. Like, I'm not giving up wave, so it's like, all right, well.
So, Mike, the last time I did actual plays was back when I first started. All right. I first started GMing again after, a 20-year hiatus. And it was just myself and 1 or 2 players. I was running Mifrog. All right. So Mythic Fantasy role-playing game. And
how is that game, by the way?
The game was much better game mechanics than what it was given credit for.
I always feel like it's the forbidden fruit because of
it's not as
Mayhem guy.
It's certainly not as bad as its critics made it sound.
Right. Well, I mean, anything that guy does, everyone's gonna.
But I was actually quite impressed. I was like, wow, he wrote this in prison, and it's not that terrible.
That's why I got it, because it's kind of fascinating. The guy's fascinating, and the fact they wrote it in prison, I'm like, I gotta read this. It's like,
it was certainly much better than what it was given credit for, because they attacked him more on. They attacked him more on the person and his ideology or his ideology.
Just because I buy the book doesn't mean all of a sudden hey, this guy's got a point.
It was like, listen, the game system is all that I'm looking at, and the game system is not bad. I actually liked it.
It almost seemed like it had like an honor system, like Oriental Venge. Sorry,
right. Yeah. So if your character died in an honorable way, your new character had like +5 points to spend elsewhere. It was like kind of what's it called, Harminja or something like that. I forget how you pronounce it, but Mike, getting back to your thing, why I don't do actual plays. So yeah, that was back when I first started. They're on my channel. You go to my earliest videos. I think they're still there. And
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, it's just not going to translate. Like it's not even 1/1000th of what you're going to get entertainment value from like Critical Role.
Well, I guarantee you're the only guy who's got my Farog in actual play, though.
Yeah, and it's just no others have done Mithragan better than I did in actual plays too. They were just better with it. There were some channels that used to do that, but then Shonner got a hold of it.
That's funny, Mike.
And Shonner butchered me, and I was like, dude, you're going back like 9 years when I first started doing online anything, and you're going to critique me on what I did.
That's why I don't have my own channel. I can just see me watching and going, ugh.
Yeah, so I was like, but
so
bottom line, your
call
players,
myself cringe lord.
Yeah, your players have to be fully bought into doing that as well. You know what I'm saying? And,
you need good players. Yeah.
I
mean, that's
and not even just good players. You want like the players
engaged
are gonna
players.
Want to be ones that are have been there and want to be there and want to be on view and want to be displayed and everything like that. And I'm not as strict as some people might be as far as or like Shonner was, or like the 4D crowd are, as far as everything in character and everything. Every once in a while, I mean, we're all freaking adults. Every once in a while, someone's going to do some talking out of character or whatever. Hey, I got to go, me myself, I'm like, all right, I got to go put my daughter's car in the garage. I'll be right back.
Well, I mean,
imagine that on a live stream. Yeah, it's like,
but that's how you're right. As long as you're not like, hey, how about that Bills game, huh? You're like, oh, shut up.
Yeah, no, we're not doing stuff like that, but we're, it still becomes like, I'll never forget one time in my AD&D, Amalric, his character, was one of my players. Amalric was the character, and he face planted on a critical fail, right? And he did like major, like he did like dental damage, like he shattered his jaw or whatever, to the point that
I thought you meant the player.
It was a total critical fail, shattered his jaw. He won't be able to eat for a couple of weeks, and we're all freaking laughing our asses off.
That is funny.
Because he like tripped and fell into like this like pile of shit with like
from like a critical fumble.
Yeah, it was a critical fumble.
Awesome. I as a player, I'd love that. I'd be like, oh my god, that's hysterical.
And we were laughing our asses off.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's not in character. That's us as a bunch of players just laughing, and
I don't know, even our characters might too.
The paladin lost an eye, in a critical hit on him. And he lost an eye, and now he's fighting without an eye for a long time. And it's like, and we're laughing about it. It was like, oh damn, he just lost an eye. It was just that was used in Castles and Crusades critical hits tables on option 5. So those were the ones that were really pretty detailed critical fails and critical hits and whatnot. So no, we used to laugh.
I'd even give experience for that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Having something memorable.
No, I always gave extra experience points for both critical hits and fumbles.
Oh yeah.
You get 10x XP for a fumble.
And if you die, I'll give it to the next character. That's fine. As long as everyone at the table's talking about it for a couple of weeks. I mean, that's worthy of a few XP to just a player, even like for whatever character they do.
Yeah, so good banter and real life stuff is a big part of D&D, in my opinion. Yeah, it's like, so if we're doing actual plays, that's what you're going to see, an actual play, and that's not what most people want to see on, on YouTube. They want to be entertained. And
I just got Rumble Premium to Mike's to answer Mike. I just got Rumble Premium. I'd love to like do an actual play on that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't have to tell anyone here about YouTube and not saying.
Well, on top of that, I think just having Rumble Basic, you can listen to it without having your screen on, like on your phone or whatever. You could just listen to it almost like a podcast. So yeah.
I got the premium. Because they finally it's on Xbox One, which I know I'm a boomer, but that's the only way I watch my TV is through the Xbox. I get the 4K and all that, and then like finally Rumble came on. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So now I'm gonna get the.
Hey, thanks a lot, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
And it's a, it's a thing. It's like I don't like watching actual plays. It's like
I don't either. I'm with you on that.
If I have 3 hours to watch somebody else playing, I'm gonna run something.
I agree. Well, I'd like to, but I don't have play. I'd love to get players, and maybe I should start doing things online too. I have. How do you? I never watched any of your actual play. How do you do it? Do you just have a camera on a map and do it that way, or do you have like a VTT?
Well, it's usually like it would be like on a screen like this, and then I would just share share what's on the VTT so that they see the maps or the icons or whatever. Yeah, it would not be anything, more expensive than that. Geez, those actual plays back then were probably on Google Plus.
Oh
my God!
When you used to be able to do everything on Google Plus. So what was that? 9 years ago, Google Plus was still around.
Google
those
Plus.
Initial ones might have been on Google
times.
Plus. I don't think that they were XSplit yet. I don't think I was on XSplit at that point. I think I moved from like when Google Plus got shut down. That's when I moved to XSplit. So yeah. Google Plus used to have the dice roller. It used to have
Google
everything
Plus
you needed.
Had it all, man.
It had it all.
Plus.
Yeah.
It just wasn't monetized. I think that's why they stopped it. Was they didn't set up any means of monetizing it.
Yeah.
So many pages and oh my God.
Yeah.
That's honestly, I think Google Plus was a big part. I'm taking this thing off. I'll put it back on if it scares your audience. I think the big part of Google, like the OSR movement, was Google Plus. I think that was essential. Like that, Dragon's Foot, all that. That was how it all started. I got in by listening to Roll for Initiative back in the day. You know what I mean? I don't know how long ago that was, but I mean that. And then Google Plus took all that was cool. Now I can't believe I'm getting nostalgic for Google Plus.
Yeah. No, Google Plus was everything you needed in one place, and for free, and it worked well. It was like, damn, you got dice rollers, you got ways to, you could have as many people on the screen as you wanted to before any of the other ones had that.
I wish that took off instead of Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'd find an actual stream entertaining with real life stuff. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's going to be fun if you want to listen to that, but again, it's
we're probably in a minority for that, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone else is just like, oh, I want to see some voice actor go, oh, what kind of drink are you getting? Oh, sir, let me give you this freaking orc measure. Oh.
It's hard enough to get enough people to actually watch live streams in their entirety than it is to do like an actual play and have people stick through that for a long time, because as soon as they get bored, they'll depart, they'll leave it. And it's just to go around and then all right, let me go back and read this thing again is another, start listening to it again and do it in pieces. I know, like James Raggy just did a thing talking about the OSR and everything, but it's like 3 hours long. It's like, all right, I'm going to watch this in like 10-minute intervals or 15, 20-minute intervals. And it's like, I lose track of it after a couple of days. And it's like, all right, I got to go back to that, and maybe pick up like 10 minutes in, and and see where I kind of left off, afterwards. It just takes too long to go through those long things.
Yeah.
Live streams with guests and having people come in and everything is a little bit different, because then there's more people to, for others to bounce off of and to get their
If I saw a
ideas.
bunch of I mean, obviously no one here is gigantic, but if I saw you guys like you and Double D and a bunch of like other people on doing, like, I watched Double D's with Dragon Slayer, like I'd watch it. Like if it was a bunch of guys that like kind of know each other, the CNY con kind of thing going on, I'd watch it. I'd have it on in the background, listen to it.
Hey, Agile. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's huge. And, happy holidays to you. And yeah, I've been doing great. 2025 has been a great year. And doing my 9th anniversary show on Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, Tuesday is the December 20th. That is the anniversary date for this channel. And so yeah, anybody that I've ever played with or have played with me on the channel, you're welcome to come on in. So any of my present players, past players, or future players, you're welcome to come on. Anybody, other YouTubers out there, you're welcome to come on as well and chat it up and everything. So I'm looking forward to that live stream. I hope to have a new mic for that. So my mic is due to come in on Tuesday. So hopefully I have resolved that sound. I think it's only through XSplit that I have that sound issue too. So we're going to see if the new mic squares that away. Although I repositioned my mic now, it's like straight in front of me. It just obscures all the controls on the thing. So it's like, oh, that's a pain in the ass. But we'll see. Hopefully that becomes makes it much easier for you to hear me. Because I get enough comments that it's like, I can't hear you. You're too low. You're lower than other channels. So let's see if anybody else is looking to join. Hey, if anybody else wants to join, we are talking about XP. All right, so earning XP and rewarding XP or awarding XP in not just OSR but any tabletop role-playing game. And Paul, thank you for becoming a member.
Yeah, I figure you're running enough games for me. Yeah.
Paul.
I looked at that and I was like, "Ooh,
good job, Paul."
Yeah, right. I snuck in without paying.
Am I in there? I don't know if I'm in there. I should look.
Yeah.
I want to be one of those.
And once again, my ear trumpet has gifted yet another membership. So thank you so much. And that is to Loquacious 2660. That's a new name too for me. So welcome, Loquacious, if you're if you are new to the channel. So great way to enter in as a member. So, and that gives you all the privileges of membership. So you can go on to my Discord and you can join in any of my games. I currently have openings on Thursday mornings and Thursday nights for Gangbusters and for Hyperborea 3rd edition. And Ducato is looking to join in. So let's see. I've never had 10 people on this. So we're at 4 now.
I'll go off too if you need me to go.
No. Oh, wait, I just bumped them off. Let's get Ducato in here. That's the one thing.
Get rid of them.
This thing is very.
Invite him in and kick him out.
I know.
How you like that?
It's like now I've actually lost connection on times and it shifts the whole thing around. It's like I had to log back in. I was like, all right, I'm glad to see you guys are still here.
Yeah.
So it's like it does get a little bit crazy. So Ducato, let's jump in on XP. So I know you were bringing up a lot of Dragonbane, but you're running Dragon Slayer as well. So correct? You're running Dragon Slayer or Castles and Crusades?
Yes, Crusades still.
So how are you doing XP in Castles and Crusades?
They get it for, so right up top they get, the gold, they get it for gold. We do give them for magic items, but it goes to the person that uses it. So it doesn't get divvied out to everybody.
It
so
doesn't get divvied out to anybody.
If Bob the fighter gets a +1 sword, the XP value for that sword goes to him. So,
and nobody kills him for it.
Yeah, they butcher him in the streets and when he's drunk in the bar and take his shit.
In the edgelords party, that might happen.
Yeah.
And then I do I'll do like achievement bonuses, like they liberated a stronghold and they all got a crap ton of XP on top of that.
Right.
Like I said in the comments, I actually just sent those 2 players messages for them to add XP to their character sheet for the stuff that they were, doing, So I'll do stuff like that. But it's still for us, it's been really like slow leveling still, which we're actually all very happy with. We came from our last campaigns were in 5e, where you kick a dead rat across the street, you gain a level, and
no, that's
as soon as you said 5e, I knew something was coming.
Yeah,
hated it. Oh yeah, I'll get some comments. I love it. We didn't like it, and everybody really likes the slower leveling. I mean, we've been playing 3.5 years, and the 8th level is the highest. We have several characters that are 8th level.
I haven't played Shadow Dark though. I mean, I would imagine
that level's pretty quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, fast. Doesn't that go like?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you.
The one Shadow Dark game I played in.
But you're not. I know how 5e. Everyone's got a +10 to everything. I always my biggest beef with 5e was the hit points, and like it just became like an orc had, like everyone's loaded with hit points.
Well, that was basically their answer to make tougher monster, was just give them more hit points, which all that does is turn your battles into a slog. And,
makes all your combats 4 hours long.
Right.
Yeah.
Combat's
slow enough in that game.
Yeah.
With all the laundry list of shit that your character can do.
Yeah.
So.
Because we were always like, God, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we were always like, God, these combats are taking forever. And then I'm watching Professor Dungeon Master, and he's like, "Yeah, combats take forever because of the hit points." I'm like, I never thought.
It's not just it's in part because of the hit points, but
right.
It's also
well, he had a whole right.
The hit
points are huge though. Like he does not to give con bonuses and all that, and I'm like, you know what? That's kind of, and that's what Shadow Dark did.
Then on top of that, you get all the things your character can do. So like you have actions, reactions, bonus actions.
Like 4E kind of holdover.
Legendary actions.
Legendary action.
Yeah.
Those are
counter actions.
The legendary action.
Yeah.
In legendary actions and the lair actions, those are actually, I have to say, not bad rules, because like you get a decent sized party, they hit, and if they come in and they're not already beaten down, they can hit way above what their level is. And those actions were a way to make those monsters more of a challenge. Like, most of them they could ignore or choose to make their saving throw for 3 times a day. So like it was tough. Like I played a spellcaster up to 15th level, and it was tough. We had one dragon fight where all I did was use Wands of Magic Missile, because I was like, he's going to ignore whatever I do to him for the first 3 spells. So like, he's not dumb, so if I try to burn like a lower level spell, which were basically useless in 5e, he's not going to do that. He's just going to ride that out. So if the magic system sucks in 5e.
I agree.
If I throw away a big spell, he's just, and I just said frigate, and I just started using fucking magic missiles like I was a 6-gun shooter, and just like that's all I did.
Yeah, our group got sick of that real fast.
Yeah, my most used spell, I think, as a highlight, was like a cantrip, which the cantrips are all messed up in that game too, but it was like Firebolt, because it did like 3d10 damage, and I rolled an attack for it, so they didn't get a saving throw.
Right.
And I was like, perfect, but it was nonsense. I hate that system. Hate it. I'd never run it again ever.
I do like this idea of
my best campaign I ever ran was in 5e, that one I mentioned in the comments. I'll probably never run a campaign as good as that. It had nothing to do with the system. It was everything to do with the players I had.
Yeah, I'm the same way with
break.
my AD&D first edition campaign back in 2021 through 2024. It was late 2021, so it was like just a little over 2 years and 3 months when it was all done. Maybe it was 2022, but anyway, it was it was probably the best paced that I've had. So my characters went from my players' characters went from first to the druid was 11 or 12th. She made it to 12th. So so from first to 12th, Paladin was obviously the lowest. He was 9th by the time, and really he was only 9th because they did get a deck of many things, and his was a level up. So he got an instant level up from a deck of many things. And the deck of many things wasn't something that I planted into it. It was in the Dark Druid module from Robert Kuntz. So yeah, that adventure module had 3 artifacts in it. So
what system?
Oh Lord.
This was AD&D first edition.
I have to look for that.
The Dark Druid was something that now he wrote it.
Was it dungeon or was it an actual?
No, it's his actual thing. You can get it on his website.
I should.
Yeah, Robert Kuntz's website. You can get the Dark Druid there. It's an awesome adventure.
Yeah,
it has some like
cool.
It has some crazy stuff, but you have like there's a demon lord in it, so it's like, you're definitely challenged in that. And although obviously you're not meant to fight the demon lord, but if you don't play it right, you will. And then one of the artifacts that just stood out to me was that there was the tooth of the Tarask in there.
Oh.
And that gave you all kinds of crazy shit that that you're able to do with possessing that. It's called the Dark Druid, I think, because I've never actually spoken to him about it. But
is it
all of the druids in there, like so these were like neutral evil druids. They kept on with the neutral aspect, but they were like, oh no, we're going to just take it to a whole new level of evil, So they were neutral evil, and they defied the level limit that was imposed in Greyhawk. So they weren't, there can only be like 12th level druids in all of Greyhawk, in all of the world of Orith. And so these guys were like 16th level Hierophants and, all kinds of, all kinds of different level breaking things. And that's
not counting Unearthed Arcana, right? I think that went up to like 23 where
they
became like elementals. And of course they had the Cavalier and the Barbarian.
It's an awesome adventure. It really is. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And it's like, when you're, it's very much like in the Gygaxian style of like, just tons of magic items too, but deadly challenges, in order to get them. It's like one of the easiest things to conquer is an aboleth. That you're dealing with a tough freaking.
Did you ever play?
Are freaking crazy.
Did you ever play H4 back in the day?
Give me the title. I'm not going to remember.
Is it Throne of Bloodstone? Where you got to go in and kill Orcus?
Yeah, no, I've never played that.
It was like some ludicrous, like 16th to 100th level.
Yeah,
I have that module.
Yeah. We did it back in the day. We played it. And, it was something. It was like a whole city of liches and demi-liches, and it just it's nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah. So and again, like when you're running some of those old school modules, getting back to OSR and XP, AD&D First Edition had a gold piece sync that most other game systems don't have. Like you had to pay thousands, if not tens of thousands of gold pieces to go up in level. all right, in AD&D First Edition that others didn't have. I'll never forget listening to Ernie Gygax talking about how his and it's going to slip my mind now. His main character was
it wasn't Tensor, was it?
Tensor.
Yeah,
Tensor had to sell off virtually all of his magic items to go up to level 12 because he had no other coin, available to do the training to level 12.
Yeah, but he had that floating disc so he could carry him out of the dungeon.
Yeah. So it was like, so he had to, that's the way that AD&D First Edition, really did function. Now, I did that for my player characters up until level 9. And I was like, once you hit level 9, once you hit your named title, you no longer had to pay someone else to train. You could train yourself effectively. And I had them training there. And so gaining money to pay for their own training once they started mentoring, their own followers / henchmen at level 5. So, I definitely got into the gold piece economy the way that AD&D First Edition was designed to do during that campaign. And again, that brings me back to this, gold for XP. I want to know what you're doing with the gold before I give you XP for it. You have to put it towards doing something with it. Just finding 50 gold pieces should not give you 50 experience points, in my opinion. Now, if you take that and you donate that to some good cause, then you'll get that experience points.
Show them the book again,
and
Paul.
You put that towards hiring your henchmen, then you'll get the experience points. Yeah, that's going to be something I really push.
It's kind of neat. You're going to like that book. I'm telling you. I don't have a print copy. I should get a print copy.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, what is it? It's right over here.
I don't know who wrote it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, philanthropy is part of it, and that one you have to make, because each of these you have to do a save. So if you do philanthropy, you have to do a save versus spells. Otherwise, if you fail, you have to roll on a chart, and it could have been a front for a vicious gang, or it attracts thieves.
Right.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it could go south. It could go south.
Each of these, they could go south, like carousing.
Where did you get that from? Was that on drive-through?
This was, I got this printed hardcover through drive-through. So
I'm gonna get that.
Drive-through takes so long to get it to. I won't have it in time for my campaign starting in a week and a half.
Yeah.
But that's up. Well, actually, I'll have the PDF of it.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll have the PDF of it before the hardcover. But yeah, that's definitely something I will get. So let me see. It's got a French name. That's gonna throw me off. So,
but the guy that wrote it, like I said last time, is the same guy that wrote Sinless, which was like his love letter to Shadowrun, because everybody loves the setting for Shadowrun, but the system is just complete dog shit. So he wrote his own, and he pretty much made his own thing. Because if you see it, you're like,
what again?
On Downtime and Domains, which is DEMESNES.
Yeah.
And I think it was Chthonic Musings who brought it up. Yeah, all three of the books are the initials on Downtime and Domains is OD&D, and then there's BECME, and then AD&D, because it's Artifices, Deceptions, and Dilemmas. And I was like, oh, how quaint. Look at that.
Yeah, so this one is for...
Real sharp.
This is the same cover as you have. So it's for
I felt so stupid when he explained it. I was like, now I feel dumb.
Yeah.
Troll Lord does that too, and I'm like,
oh really?
It's WTF, or...
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I'll get the soft cover. The soft cover plus PDF is...
There you go. Yeah, Courtney Campbell's the authors, according to the doctor.
Yeah.
This is Hack and Slash Publishing. Yeah,
that's a great name.
Yeah, and this is this just says basic D&D.
I think so. I think it's BX.
It should be just BX. Yeah, it seems like.
Or BECME, or OSE.
Yeah, no, that doesn't say OSE. I would.
No, I don't think it's got the OSE.
Yeah, there's one that says 5e, and the other one says basic.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the basic one.
Yeah,
I don't think these kind of things matter, to be honest. But So I will add it to my cart.
It might be different for 5e for what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
some of the outcomes might be different.
Yeah, he's buddies with Alex Macris. That's what I forgot because he was on his channel showing off his new version of Sinless, and I was like, oh yeah, he did on Downtime and Domains because Macris did some of the tables in here. So,
well, that kind of explains it.
Yeah, it's a generic book, but it's a good utility though. It's nice because you can utilize it for pretty much like what you're playing a fantasy game that uses gold pieces. You could pretty much
Adventure Conqueror King kind of has the whole domain thing going on, so that doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me that
I'm real nervous about that one. I flipped through the first edition of Adventure Conqueror King, and I was like, this is kind of like Conan and Comptrollers. It's like
right. I know. Yeah.
I really don't want to be counting taxes and looking like at every penny.
I'm going to be back in 1 second.
Where all the players got those visors and the little
got the punch machine. We're raking it in, boys. Yeah,
that sounds like your gangbusters. I'd probably have that on there during live play. I'd be like, all right, boys. I'd have my
was there? See, this is what we're gonna do.
I'd have my Edward G. Robinson going.
Well, even though, we had one guy bail out of the game, we followed through with one of his plans, which was to fix a boxing fight. And we actually did that the last one. So we had the one guy and we're like, look, you're going to have to throw this fight. So we had him rolling while he was pulling his punches against another guy. And we have Richard set up the 12-round track to see who won each round. And we're really hoping
that's what I'd love to do. I'd love to be like a disgraced accountant or, disbarred doctor or something in that game. That'd be fun.
I think that was somebody we cooked up because somebody got injured, so we found a kind of an under the table Chinese doctor who would do anything for the right price in town. We're like, it's a good contact to have because we kept getting in these gunfights, and in that game, it's like you just got shot with a 38 special. It's like, well, I'm going to be out for a couple of days because the big gaping bullet hole in my torso.
I'd have to pull out my box set of all the Warner Brothers gangster movies and start watching them.
Yep.
That's fun though. That sounds like a fun system. It's probably on my list if I ever get to run it or play it. But
the one sharp thing that he did with it that I really liked, since it's using such a basic D&D system, he took the saving throws, since you're not going to have rods, wands, and fire breath and all that stuff. Right. Instead, it's like that's how you use your notice, your moxie, your all. It's almost like your skills or your saving throw numbers in there instead.
Yeah. Moxie. Moxie.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But with as I was trying to say with the experience, you have to look at campaign wise if you want to give it more gold or whatnot, and then you have to look at it class wise for the characters, and that's to get them to buy in. If they're a thief, okay, what's your deal? Well, you want the gold, but what do you want to do? Do you want to build a lasting legacy? Do you want to build your own guild? Do you want to overthrow a guy? What are you gathering the gold for? And then
hiring spies and whatnot.
If you want to be a spy master or something like that. And then I think the third level is a little bit more metagame, but it's a lot of what Ducato was saying is do you have a guy who's the map maker? Do you have a guy who's writes down the legacy or takes notes of all that stuff? And that kind of takes a little pressure off the GM, and then the GM can give you some XP.
It does. I honestly, that's how I came to that conclusion. I'm just I don't want to be the guy writing everything in between and they just show up and go, oh, hey, we're here.
Yeah. Dance for us, monkey. And you're like, God, do something.
I do. Bums. I'm a good dancer. I've been a good dancer for a while. Kind of sick of it. But
Axe is definitely great for that kind of, domain play and everything. And you get into all kinds of stuff. I like this idea too that, gold in dungeons is like ancient gold, and you have to turn it into quote unquote purify it.
Melt it down.
They have to remint it.
Possibly remint it, right. Remint it and whatnot, and that's a that would be an interesting thing really to throw a wrench in there. I know someone else earlier on mentioned that they run their campaign on a silver standard, and so gold is much
I like that.
And I've seen that before too. I've seen that in other systems where
standard,
they run on a silver standard, not a gold standard.
Yeah,
and so
steel in Dragonlance
or steel, right?
Yeah. Riddle of Steel. It was like when
who runs it on Lamentations does, I think.
Lamentations runs on the silver standard, and
because Lamentations, I think, is it's based in the 17th century, because there are like rapiers and arquebuses and stuff. So it's like it's like almost pound sterling where they go with silver.
Or ceramic.
Mifrog runs on amber. Amber is a currency in Mifrog. So you're exchanging fossilized tree sap. And
are the ones with the mosquitoes in it worth it?
Yeah, with the mosquitoes in it. That's even better. You get an XP bonus for finding ones with mosquitoes in it.
You got a dinosaur.
Yeah, Lamentations is run on silver. There's other ones that run on silver as well.
Dark Sun runs on ceramic, so
yeah. So now I have downtime and demands.
Yeah, that's all right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Demences. What's a demesness?
No, someone had it. I forget. I already forgot.
Domain, they said.
I told
domain.
you I'm not smart. Yeah.
So now I have it. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Paul. It cost me all of 38 cents. So thank you, everyone who
there you go.
Uses my my affiliate link to go on to drive-through. You basically bought me that game, and I'll start.
I should start doing
review,
that. I usually just hit drive-through
tomorrow.
Yeah, I should start doing that.
I was gonna say, where's your affiliate link? Now that I know about that, I should.
It's in every.
Every video. It's in the
description.
I gotta start doing that because I know you review stuff.
Yeah.
So it was only like $17.99 for
the PDF
for a soft cover.
Oh, for
the soft cover, and then the PDF brought the whole thing was like $23.
How much is the hardcover? I should get the hard. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'll find it.
Soft cover takes up less space than hardcover.
Yeah.
It's like.
Then I found, depending on the binding or the spine of it, sometimes a hardcover, if it's sitting vertical on a shelf for a long time, it'll just slip. The pages will start to slip from the spine.
Really?
That's what's keeping me from Dragon Slayer, to be quite honest. I didn't get in on the Kickstarter, and I'm kind of sad about that.
Oh, because what did it have? Like the Smith Sewn, the really fancy binding.
Yeah.
No, I'm a sucker for that.
Just go to Central New York RPG.
They're all printed. They're all printed at drive-through. Yeah. And I did the Kickstarter, and my binding is very weak, and I bought a later book for my son, and that binding is great.
Yeah, I'll get it probably at CNY. I mean, I'll probably end up getting Dwaro Deep too.
We'll just have to make sure that Greg gets that box delivered. That's what happened last year.
He had everything but.
He had everything but the
Dragon Slayer. Oh my God!
That's gotta suck.
It was like that was the one box that didn't get shipped. Something like that. It was like, he had everything else.
I think I live close to. I think where he is. I mean, I don't mean to dox him or anything, but I think Canada. It was and like just north of me, and I think I thought he mentioned he sells it at a store. I gotta ask him that when he's on a stream somewhere. Yeah, I think one of the stores right over the border might carry it. I'll just buy it right there.
Yeah, you could do that too.
But if he's not, that's if he's not going to CNY. If he's going to CNY,
no, he's going to CNY.
Oh, is he this year? Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I'll save my trip.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think every.
Is he going to run anything? I'll have to get an event.
Said that they were coming.
He runs Dragon Slayer there.
Oh, I'm in.
See, I'm running too many games at CNY. I won't have a chance to. Or
I'm going in on your Hyperborea for sure. I'll be in on that.
Yeah, I'll.
I want to play that system so bad. I always want to run it, but I don't know.
Well, two of my games Takata was already played in, so you can't play in my Shadow Dark or my. I'm doing Fallout again there as well.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, Fallout was a blast
actually.
At that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys were right. Were you guys talking about that in Rogers?
Yeah.
The kid with the buzzsaw. Yeah,
the
robot.
Yeah, right.
The kid was great.
Right.
Yep.
He was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I just ordered I think the Wanderers book that goes for that RPG. I started playing Fallout 3 again because of Jason on Roger's stream. got me. So it was like a couple bucks.
Yeah, I was
Damn
thinking of starting up because,
Jason.
from what I understand, they screwed Fallout 4, right? They
It's
patched
okay.
it or something.
I think it's not as good,
No,
right?
Fallout 4 is good. I played
It's all
played
right.
that more than any
I
of them.
played 3 a
but-
long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played
Everyone
3 a long
swears
time.
by New Vegas, which is
yeah. I might get back to.
3.5 or
I
whatever.
might get back to 3 again.
New Vegas was written by Black Isle, and they were like their writing is so much better. Like the people that they quote in there, and just the entire the different factions going after each other, you can kind
Right.
of see where they're coming from. You're like, man, that's Caesar's Legion. They're just the worst. And then you're like, all right, I could kind of see you're still pretty evil, but I could see why you're doing it. Whereas like in Fallout 3 and 4, it's like, I don't know, man. Some of these guys, like the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4, I'm like, I'm just gonna kill all you guys. I don't like you anymore. You broke my heart. I
Hey,
loved him
Greg,
in
how's
3
it
and then-
going?
yeah.
So I changed the standard as well. Commoners are only use copper and silver, while merchants, soldiers, and nobles use gold and platinum. If a commoner gets a gold or platinum, they are required by law to
Okay, that's kind of neat.
exchange it for lower currencies. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know,
tell them, hey,
and
you better become a merchant or soldier real quick, or we're cutting your
Yeah.
hands off.
That's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like I mean, that's kind of what I liked about pundits, Lion and Dragon, is there's a whole class kind of thing going on there. It's
Mhm.
kind of neat. I mean, that doesn't get used often in a D&D, often enough, I think, in the D&D, where you're like, hey,
right.
you should peace not your wife. Everyone's just walking in armed to the teeth to the, and I think that's kind of, you should like peace not your weapons, or don't go in wearing armor, or we're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get nothing and like it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I was going to say Gary Gygax's Iggsburg setting has a, very structured social status built
Yeah.
into it. Down from, from wigs to, to dress,
geez, wigs.
type of dress and
Doing the
ornamental
stuff.
daggers and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they're all kinds of stuff, and very, very structured social class based on your character class as well, and then your race. So it's like if you're an elf, you have your superior, in social standing. If you're any other demi-human, you're basically trash in the eyes of humans.
That's what the elves will tell you.
No,
I was like, I was like, wow, this is
any
pretty...
Skyrim player gets offended immediately by that.
Yeah, Skyrim belongs to
Damn
the Lords.
Dominionists.
Yeah.
Where's Jason?
I was gonna say, what book is this? This sounds like Shadow would eat it up. He loves his elves.
This was Castles and Crusades, the Iggsburg.
Oh, really?
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it when they have cultural things in that, because then it helps you get into character and role play.
Book one of that series.
Yeah.
So the Iggsburg campaign. So book one of that, and then the Castle's Age will continue shortly, I guess. Who knows when that's going to finish? I think book 2 of that is in the works soon. But I'm not going to follow it beyond what I already have here, so I might actually put Iggsburg as a city into my Dragon Slayer, as a location, in my Dragon Slayer campaign, because I'm using I'm creating my own map for it, and I'm putting I'm using the outdoor survival map as the base map, and then just like what Greg did with Dragonbane.
I look, they're selling those on Etsy. I want to get a neoprene, outdoor survival mat. That would be fun.
You could probably get I got the outdoor survival, the full box set, including dice and everything, for like $20 on eBay.
You're the second person that said that. I heard someone else say they got it cheap too.
Yeah, it was like $20. I was like, holy God. No, actually, I might have paid less. I might have paid like $15 plus shipping and handling. It came out to $20 when all was said and done. It was dirt cheap.
I just love to play that game. I mean, I'm a kind of a Avalon Hill fanboy a little bit.
Yeah, it had its original die.
I just don't have the time, like for any of them.
No doubt about it. That was the original die, and one of those tiny D6. It's like, holy crap! I was like, yeah, that's
I remember
original.
them.
And then the map is, perfect in there and everything. I was like, oh. The only thing I wish the map didn't have was it has the deer on it for, I guess, hunting spots or whatever. It's like, all right, somehow somebody removed that for the one that you can find online. But yeah, so let's see. Let's get back to our topic.
Sorry, I derailed it.
Yeah, no.
I'm good at that.
How dare you?
No derailment here.
Once again.
So
yeah.
So I am leaning towards this for my, let's see how I can share screen. And let's see if I have this here. So here we go. Now, I don't know how big I can make this so you can all see it. Hopefully I can enlarge this. Hopefully I can enlarge this so that you can see it as well. I think that's Control and plus. Yes. So, and then I should see it when it comes up on yours. But anyway, I'm showing this now. So experience points, all XP are for all, not divided amongst party members. So scenes, 15 for success, 10 for partial, 5 for fail. And then I have a graphic that I will follow and kind of fill through. Exploration, 10 per room, increasing up to the 6th room, and then it resets back to 10. So you get 10, 20, 30,
What's
40.
that mean for all, not among
that I might have to alter, but I was going to do like scene XP, everybody gets 15.
Like
right?
Even like NPCs, or I don't, or among party members?
Among party members. So all party members will get XP for all, for a scene, for exploration. Now combat is divided amongst players. So this should be all participants receive total XP of all monsters, creatures, and NPCs divided by number.
Okay, I see what that is. So a scene XP is 15 for the whole party that they all.
Yeah, everybody gains 15. Yes.
Oh, each member gains 15.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's kind of that milestone for XP, not milestone for leveling. So if they've completed a particular scene, like let's say that there's I have a particular adventure, right? It has 3 different stages. Every stage is a scene. All right. So if they complete those 3 different stages, then they're going to gain 45 experience points. It's not a whole lot, but it's 45 experience points spread across every single player. So it actually ends up being, the equivalent of, like, let's say 6 times 15, whatever.
But I like that even if they shit the bed, they get 5.
Well, yeah, even because you've learned something from failure.
Yeah. Learned from failure. Yeah,
I probably learned more from failure than from success, so it's certainly there. Then combat based on monster type, whether killed, driven off, or negotiated with. So that's the other thing. And then we have social interactions. So counts as scenes. That's it. So you'll never get more than 15 XP from doing a social interaction that requires some kind of a skill check.
Like talking your way out of a guard or something.
Yeah, something something that requires some kind of a skill or a spell or an ability or whatever.
An orc party to help out or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quest events. So if you have done like a major quest event, a minor, major, momentous, in other words, you had like a major like shift in combat or something like that, like a turning point. And then completion, carousing, the levels. This is straight from the rule book of Dragon Slayer. So levels 1 to 3 was 1d4 times 50 gold piece cost. that equal. He had 100, but I was going to give 100. I was going to limit that down to a range of between 50 and 200. I increased that for levels 4 to 7 is 2 times that amount, and levels 8 to 10 is 4 times that amount, and 11 plus 6 times that amount. So it costs you 6 times as much, but you can earn 6 times as much as well. Tithes, dues, and donations. So that covers your paladins, your thieves having to give in a portion of their thievery, and donations for like clerics, 1 to 1 gold to XP earned. Contributing to the construction or maintenance of guild house, stronghold, etc. 10 gold pieces equals 1 XP. So that gives you 1 in 10. And so that's basically where I go. Oh, I skipped over managing hirelings. Gold spent equals gold earned, XP earned. So if you're hiring a henchman and you're keeping him alive and you're paying him 15 gold pieces a week, then you're going to gain 15 gold pieces a week. You know, that kind of a setup. So it's not a whole lot. I'll tally that up in, I will tally that up in between sessions so that when they got to the next session, this is how much experience points you gained, you know, over the interim. If they've done a carousing, this is everything that you gained, and here are some possibilities for where that's going to go.
Mary Dorable has a good question.
Mirador. Oh, Mirador's one of my players, so he wants to know. Let's see.
Well,
so does that mean that if we turn an undead, do we get the same XP for running it away and actually destroy? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
you have defeated it. You know, so yes, if you turn undead, it's the same as destroying it. It's the same as defeating it. It's the same as, well, don't try to negotiate with undead. You know, and since Mirador is here, I'm going to tell you right now, undead is going to be much more dangerous than you might imagine. So yeah, undead's going to be a little bit crazy in the barrow moors where you're going to eventually. Yeah, undead is
undead are always here. You do the level, you know.
Well, you know, there's level drain in there.
Okay,
you know,
yeah. So they're always
the thing I do, I'll tell you, and Mirador, you'll know too. Like, if you're fighting a ghoul, and you go to 0 hit points and you fall down, the ghoul is not turning to attack somebody else.
No,
you're down.
No, mine start
feeding on you.
Oh yeah.
And every point of damage the ghoul feeds on you, it is going to recover whatever hit points it lost, 1 for 1. So it is technically feeding on your life force, you know, as it's, you know, so that's why the ghouls will never miss the opportunity to start feeding as soon as they can. Getting back to like Eric Tankar's discussion about morale. You don't roll morale for undead. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no morale system for undead unless
they have a score. I don't even know if they got a score.
The undead is intelligent enough to know when it's fighting a losing battle. All right, but any undead that is not intelligent enough to realize that it's or cares that it loses is going to continue fighting. And they're always going to. Now, skeletons don't consume anything, but skeletons fight to destruction as well. You know what I'm saying? But anytime you're fighting something that is at least semi-intelligent and not a zealot, then they're not going to fight to the death. You know, but I'm not rolling morale. But you will gain experience points for defeating them. So if they flee, you have defeated them. All right, you're getting the same kind of experience that you would get if you killed them.
Whites, wraiths, and zombies have a 12 according to the old OSC, so they're not gonna. But a vampire has 11. I just looked it up off the fly.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't. like I said, undead do not have a morale check. Most things. Now, the other thing that I mentioned, like on Eric Tankar's thing, and again, this relates to experience points because it does relate to, do you have to kill everything that you fight in order to gain experience points? The one thing I mentioned to on his channel was that I don't roll for it, but I consider what type of creature you're fighting, what's its intelligence level, because that's the key factor, and then what's its alignment. If something is chaotic evil, it's less likely
if
to
you're a
give
paladin,
a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're a paladin or a cleric, you're obviously gonna. I would definitely make sure
if something
you get
is
experience for that.
lawful, let's say something you're fighting is lawful evil. All right, it is going to be disciplined enough to know when this is a losing fight and move off. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting something that is chaotic evil. It's less rational. It's less tied to running away. It might take more than half of its number to be killed before it starts thinking maybe I should leave now.
It might be like the old anti-paladin and like be cowardly,
or well, if it's a weaker being type thing, like goblins are cowardly. You know what I'm saying? So once they lose half, or if they lose their leader, they're fleeing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you figure out who its leader is, you take that out. That's the quickest way to take care of,
that's what I liked about the old Dragon Magazine article with the anti-paladin. He sent all his minions in, stayed in the back, and then ran away once they got to him. I love that. That's great. I love it. Perfect villain.
I do like what Takato posted here about ability drain instead of level drain.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I just don't like level drain.
Everyone hates
level drain. Do that in Dragon Slayer also. They don't do level drain. They do strength drain.
Yeah.
Ghouls do.
The only caveat I gave it, because people were like, "Well, because you talk about it's a holy, one of those sacred cows is level drain," and I'm like, if the player can role play like an amnesiac and amnesiac and know like I've forgotten these things because my level was drained, then sure. Otherwise, just drain their con. They go, well, it's their life force, and it's like, what does it have to do with his fighting ability?
So it's con at all.
Yeah, I asked Jeff Talanian about that at ShireCon this year, because second edition Hyperborea did level drain, and then in third edition he changed it. And for the same reason, he's like, it to him it never made sense, really. And it never did. One, it was a pain in the butt for me, like, to deal with at the table. I didn't like it as a game master, let alone as a player.
Because then you got to roll
again, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, their hit points
to me, it makes more sense for you to start losing attribute points. And in Hyperborea, it's pretty severe. I mean, there's some, I think the Wraith, if you fail your save, it's like 2d4 points of con for a whack. So I mean, you're not letting them off easy by doing it. Like, I've switched, and I don't use a lot of undead in my current campaign. I'm sure that'll change at some point, but the few times I've done it and they've gotten hit, they're like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And then we don't have to sit I mean, the only thing they have to figure out is either because some of them do con and some of them do strength. So they figure out, oh, I'm losing hit points, or I'm losing the ability to hit and damage. I mean,
that might be a good
way simpler than it's way simpler and makes more sense to me. So that's how I do it.
The most brutal level drain I have ever experienced in all of my years of gaming was EVE Online. If you did not have a clone to match up with your experience points, when your character died in combat, you lost those experience points. Experience points are gained in real time.
Yeah.
All right. So you could lose months worth of gameplay, months worth of training that cannot be brought back with restoration or even purchasing, like monetary purchase. Nope.
That's when I put up EverQuest.
All of that time, the first time that I ever didn't realize, oh shit, I'm at the level now where my clone isn't automatically backed up to that certain amount of experience points. I was like, I might have lost a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks worth of training. And I was like, oh shit, I'll never make that mistake again. But I've known people who have lost months of training because they did not keep up with their thing. And that's real time, real time money.
Quit.
It's real time. I was like, that's no joke.
That's when I rage quit for sure.
So
I agree.
2 levels in Tijuana.
There's 2 levels in Tijuana. Yeah, man.
A Mexican succubus.
Yeah.
See, but then that's the quest to go and get those 2 levels back. It's almost like the Hangover. You're trying to figure out what the hell happened.
I don't think you get them back in Tijuana.
How do I get that back?
It's not worth the 2 levels. You just
Tijuana is the rap and Athuk of that place.
So I'm messing around with different things, still trying to I'm gonna have to disagree with you. That was by far I think that was by far the most how should I say
I've heard good things about it. I used to play EverQuest a lot.
It is
went to WoW.
In my opinion, it's probably the best
the old MMO days.
MMO for character development that's out there. I don't think a character develops because every decision you're making, every skill that you're training in has an immediate impact on your effectiveness, and you can plot forward, several steps forward and be like, it's just a brilliant game. It really is. But
I heard it was. Don't you got to build your ship and go and do a bunch of
you purchase your ship pretty much. You're not so much building your ship, but you're purchasing your ships, and you're adding components to your ship. You're certainly building off of its chassis, but basically upgrading. That's all you're really doing is you're upgrading it. But just the and the lore of the game system too is just phenomenal. I mean, what few novels they have for it are really, really well written, and they give you the true scope of, what it is. Like when I was playing it, and then I read the novels, and I was thinking about, wow, my ship has probably killed about 1 billion people. Based on what is manned on some of those ships and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I've destroyed like
Bloodworth.
thousands of battleships or whatever, and they have crews of like 20,000. I was like, I've killed into the billions of people in that game. It's like, yeah, it really does bring that whole scope of the game into perspective.
Of stuff
when
like
you
that.
think of that, and again, that's experience. That's not just points. That's making you realize that every training that I've done, I've actually had to sit there and spend 2 weeks learning, this particular subsystem, of projectile gunnery, and it's a real-time experience. So it's not just points on the table. And you could do the same thing in a tabletop role-playing game where it's like, you want your players of thinking like, no, I actually did something for these experience points. I didn't just,
Can you set like a roll of pennies on the key, like Ultima Online, and just keep it chopping wood all the time for 24 hours?
Oh,
so
no. No, if you were stagnant in that game, you would get killed. They would, that was a PvP game, so yeah.
Have you guys tried out the science fiction why do I want to say Shadowrun?
Shadow Dark.
Shadow Dark, thank you. Have you guys? Because I was looking at the Blacklight rules, and then I didn't know they had a science fiction one.
Oh yeah, it's called. What is that called? That's called
Is that the Dark Space or
Dark Space?
I think, yeah.
Well,
I think
Dark
yeah.
Space.
Have you guys
instead of
tried that? I just wonder what
instead
if
of
you
a
guys
torch
had
timer, it has what is it? Oxygen
batteries.
tank timer.
Oxygen.
Oh,
tank.
oxygen
Nice.
timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
you want to keep that one up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more interested in playing Mothership at some point.
Everyone swears by Mothership. I came close to.
I want to play Mothership.
I saw
it's a simple
I have
rule
it.
set, so yeah.
I saw that big box set when I went to Rochester and that at Millennium, and the thing looked nice.
Well, I mean, the good thing is it's got a lot of adventure support behind it. Like everybody's written,
but I got no
Mothership
players.
module, so
I can barely get them to play old school Essentials. You know what I mean? That's what it's
so
all
you're
about.
playing. You're only playing in person, or you play online?
Yeah. You know, I play with my friends.
Oh,
yeah.
You're gonna have
It's
to play
hard.
online then.
I know.
Unfortunately,
I know.
Yeah,
because even my in-person group, it was like post-COVID, it got destroyed.
Into
So
the online play.
Yeah. It's not that. I mean, what you're doing right now is essentially what we do in online play.
Yeah.
It's not any different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'd love to. Yeah.
You might be on Roll20 or something, looking at a VTT at the same time that we're just chatting.
Yeah.
You know, and I could even bring that up right here on the thing, and you'd be like, all right, I can see what's going on, and we're just wrapped around. You know,
what VTT do you use?
I just use Roll20. I use the very bare bones of Roll20.
I bought the Fantasy Ground one.
And the only thing I do with it is I do pay the monthly for Roll20 because I have a lot of assets on there. I have a lot of art and, you know.
Is that easier than Fantasy Grounds?
Absolutely
do have Fantasy
easier.
Grounds. Yeah, Fantasy
if you're
Grounds.
not using it to its fullest extent, you're just using its whiteboard, its maps, its you know, its icons and everything like that. If you try to use the lighting, the dynamic lighting, that's as broken as fuck.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's broken, and you have to pay for it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I already pay for it, but I don't use it because if you import a map, you have to put in every single line for the light to actually pick up. And I just grab maps off the internet. So to do that level of crafting a map for it, it's not worth it to me. I just do the fog of war. So as they're going through, I just open up what they can see.
How do you do
it remains opened up as they go through there. You know
How do you
what I'm saying?
secret doors?
Say again?
How do you do secret doors?
Well, what I do with the secret doors is when I reveal a room, and if there's let's say it's a map that has
like a big S
written on there, I just leave that section off. I just leave that off, and then, you know, when they say, oh, I'm searching for a secret door, then I will reveal that, you know, but if they don't say it, I just leave it open and they kind of know.
Really quick, Mike's looking for the Restream link.
The Restream to get in?
Mike, yeah.
Oh, what do you mean the Restream?
The link to get in, Mike.
Let me throw that up there. There you go, Mike.
There you go. Yeah, I was trying to set up a Forbidden Lands game the other day, and as I'm trying to upload the map, Roll20's like, you're at your limit. You have your 100 megabytes. And I was like, time to make another account and just do it again.
20.
Yeah, Roll20 is such trash.
What do you use?
Nothing. I don't play online.
Oh, gotcha.
He's lucky enough to have people to play with.
He's lucky enough to have friends in real life.
I have real life friends.
Yeah.
No, I did. During
Explain
COVID
what is this?
Yeah.
And then we finished out our campaigns. I still played like up until it was this year, I think. I think it was this year we finished our online games, and then none of us. I thought it was just going to be me because I was pretty much done. I had no interest in playing online, and when I voiced my opinion that I wasn't going to be joining another game online, suddenly there was a whole slew of people behind me. They were like, "Yep, me either." So we just didn't. The only thing that sucked about it is one of the guys we played with is my buddy Carl, who lives in Pennsylvania, so we don't get to play with him anymore. But
I got a buddy in
sucks,
Indiana
but
I'd love to play with.
yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about it. I mean, I crap on it, but I don't really crap on it. It's just not for me. Like if that's people's thing, go for it. And if that's your only way to get a game in, by all means, please do that.
That's my only way.
That's where I'm at now. Because now
it's the same thing. I've come to the same realizations about conventions. I don't really need to go there for the gaming. It's more to get to, like, I get to see Bloodworth in person and hang out and stuff like that. I mean, it's fun. I've enjoyed all the game. I've played a bunch of games with him, and he's a great DM, and he's fun to play with, and I'll play more games with him. But I don't really need to sign up and do like a crap ton of gaming while I'm there, because I have a Friday night group, I have a Thursday night group, I have my group that meets twice a month, and another group that I meet once a month with. So I mean, I have plenty of in-person at home gaming, so I don't really need it for the gaming. I like hanging out with people, like at ShireCon. I hung out with Bloodworth. I hung out with Eric Tenkar, Joe the Lawyer, a bunch of other guys that I met that knew me through like YouTube, which was really weird. And
that's a weird thing too.
It is weird.
Yeah, what's your channel? Oh, shit, it's
well, at least you know what I look like now when I come up to you and go, hey.
Now I'll see you.
It's fun. That's the fun part of it for me.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun at CNYCon. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was telling my son I'm looking forward to going to that more than really anything else on the docket for me this year. Just so I can actually play. See how people play and
it's fun, and you get to hang out with different people, people that you only get to meet or chat with on YouTube. That's what I found was really fun for me. So, and this CNY, I'm actually
ShireCon was great for that. CNYCon is great for that.
What are you doing on there, Ducato?
This year at CNY, I'm vending, so I actually don't know how much playing I'll actually do. So,
what are you vending?
Painted miniatures.
Nice.
Yeah, if I can get enough painted up to sell.
Yeah.
My son's coming with me too to help me out, so that'll be fun. It'll be a good trip for us. So he's never been to a convention, so I was like, well, we'll have to get you in the game. He's, well, I don't need the game. So you should at least play one game. I mean,
I like the smaller. Like, I don't want to go to like a big, I've been to Origins is my biggest, but I'd rather go to like we used to have a little one over here, outside of Niagara Falls. That was always like, it was more of a science fiction convention, but there were like gamers, and that was fun.
I've only done small ones. Like ShireCon's not real big. CNY was just over 200 people. It'll be bigger this year, I'm sure.
I'm sure it will.
But it was fine. Like that was a ton of fun. Like, man, and ShireCon's a ton of fun. My only issue with ShireCon is lodging. Like I have yet to nail good lodging. The first year I got woken up at and I don't sleep good anyway, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. The rooster was going off, and then
literally
this year literally, and then this year I stayed in a place.
Well, it is the Shire, right?
Bedroll. Come on,
it is the Shire.
Bedroll. You're good.
I stayed at this really sketchy motel this year.
My wife got a deal on a hotel outside of the one that's at CNY. So, I mean, I won't be at.
Oh, we just lost him.
CNY.
He's on and he's gone.
Let's bring him back in.
I only saw a hand or something.
Yeah.
Can you see a hand?
Oh,
now?
there he is. Yeah.
Yes.
You're like,
and you're
rotated.
You're rotated.
Level drain, bros. Not even once. Not even once.
You're horizontally vertical. There you
go.
There we are. I'm at work right now, so I got a funky thing going with my phone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm just raw dogging life right now.
Right.
So
get a little seasick if that keeps moving though.
My bad.
No, you're.
I won't watch you. I won't watch you.
I'll
try and look at the camera.
Yes, we're still chewing the fat. We are pushing.
Oh, there we go.
2 hours and 41 minutes.
Whew.
I'm probably only here for another 5 to whenever my wife comes up.
Let me know when you got a chat. I'm just having fun here.
Probably another 10 minutes. So anyway, Yeah, it's been a great chat. I mean, we've spoken a lot about, XP and everything, and there's different games that do different ways, and I'm kind of compiling everything up from several different sources to bring it all together. That downtime and
Yeah, we should get a cut of that,
domains
Paul. We should get a
spelled
cut of that.
essentially
We're gonna
We
talk to
got him
that
to,
guy.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got Bloodworth
We
to
sold
buy
you a
it.
copy guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him you sold a copy.
Sure.
And again, I
Whoever it
thank
is.
all of my people using the affiliates, because it only technically cost me 38 cents.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Nice.
doing that. I gotta remind
Nice,
myself to
nice,
do
nice,
that.
nice.
Yeah.
So for the Lamentations stuff, what's Raggy looking for? He just wants you to do reviews for each of his books.
Yeah, so this is what I purchased. I purchased something like $120 worth of books, and that was with the like a $38 discount on that, because he was giving like 20% off.
Yeah.
So this is what he sent me for free, if I can remember exactly what came for free.
I was gonna say, did he end up sending you a copy of Nebulith? I know that one's selling a lot.
No, he didn't send me a copy of
Is that
that.
the new
Although I think I do
Pro
have
or
another
whatever?
box
Yeah,
coming
Zach Smith,
from
yep.
him.
They're
But
everyone's been talking about that one.
let's see
Yeah.
what. Oh, here it is. Here's the ones that I got for free that he sent. All right.
Which that's another one. I usually don't see a whole lot of people playing Lamentations, but people really swear by the adventures.
Their
so-
adventures are so good, though.
So
Yeah.
this
I
is
mean,
one of the
most
first
of them.
freebies he sent me. So this one is called. Let's see if it has a name. So this is the Altar of Madness.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Altar of Madness.
Little morbid angel action.
Morbid
The
Angel. Yeah, you
music
beat
of-
me to it. God damn it. You beat
The
me.
music of
Sorry.
Eric.
Good job. Good
The
job.
music of Eric Zahn, which is basically the bard for Lamentations. Death, Frost, Doom.
Oh yeah,
Classic.
yeah. It's a Patrick Stewart.
And then these are the two freebies that you
Was that
get.
who wrote that, or was that Raggy? I thought Raggy wrote Death Frost too.
This
Death
one,
Frost Doom.
I'll tell you who wrote it.
No, you're right. No, that was Raggy. I was thinking of
I know
Deep
Veins
Carbon
of the Earth.
Observatory.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Veins of the
don't
Earth
have
was
that one.
published, okay.
And then
Oh,
these
Those
Veins
are
of
three,
the Earth,
the
too.
two,
those three
Yeah.
name ones that I'm like.
these are the two that you get for free for any purchase above 35 pounds. All right. So this is a short adventure in a volcano, like a magma volcano, and this
Hot
one is
magma.
called,
Sounds like it'd be pretty short.
Hot magma.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this one is called The Wager, I guess. So and that's another one of the freebies.
Yeah, those are the two limited ones. Yeah, you had to spend a certain amount, and he cranked them out to kind
you
of get this
those
last minute sale going.
automatically. And then the other set that I got, one of the bundles that I bought was supposed to come with the core rules, and that one didn't come. But I got a weird thing. We had a snowstorm,
Yeah,
so I got a weird message that
Don't
one of
even
my
tell me about
packages
those.
was undeliverable from the post office, yet they already had delivered that day. So that came in two separate shipments, and the second driver decided I'm not driving to that mailbox for whatever reason. Well, I'll see if it
That's
shows
pretty
up
odd.
tomorrow.
yeah.
I love
I hate
New
when that
York.
happens. I had an order from Hollow Press come through there in Italy. Those are the guys that had that Vermis book, and I was like, "Oh, I'll order that," and they were like, "Yeah, here it is. It's shipped to your house." And I'm like, "I don't live in a house." And I look at the picture, and it's at somebody else's porch.
Oh,
So I was on the
Jesus.
phone right away. I was like, "Hey, yeah, that shipped from another country for a lot of money. Could you try to find my house, please,
Yeah.
and deliver it properly?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
good luck, right?
Yeah,
That's what kept me from buying that Black Sword Hack, I think it was called. It looked like some sort of Elric role-playing
Oh, yeah.
game. But I think it was out of France or something. I'm like, forget
yeah.
it.
The guys that do Knock do that. The Merry Mushmen. That's a good
Yeah.
book though. But Knock is
It looks
that's another
good.
awesome book.
No, Knock is pretty
Yeah.
cool. I got two
Yeah,
of those, I think.
That's another one that's just full of really cool little rules, just house rule stuff. They write they just get anybody to write articles for it. It's
I
just a
think
big
I've-
fat
I think
periodical
I have a
book.
PDF one. Did
Yep.
they do it in PDF?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got one.
Yeah. So I'm expecting maybe some more.
There you go.
I'm not quite sure, but I think I got pretty much everything but the second core rule book. And
Is he going to do a DM's guide? I know that's a sore subject.
I was going to say, hasn't it been like 20 years people have been asking for that almost?
I know. What's the status on that?
Yeah. Hey, Raggy, how's this looking? He's like, guys, the Finnish government's trying to come after me for tax money. I don't got time for this.
Yeah. I'm hoping he comes to, I would love to see him at CNYCon. That would be awesome.
Oh, you think he would?
Maybe it's too small for him to go to, but hey, every vendor that went to CNYCon was like, man, they made bank. They did better at CNYCon last year that with only 200 people than they did at much larger conventions.
Yeah, who was there last year? Like any big
Greyhawk Grognard was there.
I'll buy his stuff. Yeah, because I want to get that Dark and Deep.
So
cool.
Greyhawk Grognard was there. They had a couple of miniatures places. Takata will be a better source on those.
Is he running a Greyhawk?
Greg Gillespie was there.
Yeah, Gillespie, Eric Tenkar.
Yeah, but no, he was talking about vendors. So just vendors.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
So yeah, and so the great thing about the way that is set up was that the vendors were, and the same thing happens at ShireCon as well. The vendors are right across from the gaming tables, so you have that little 10, 15-minute break during a 4-hour session, and you just turn around and there's a vendor right there and you just check out their stuff while everybody's, stretching and, running to the bathroom or ordering food, and it's
Emperor Choice guys out there.
Oh, that's right. They're going to be there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll be there. It was
I missed out on that Kickstarter. I'm killing myself over it.
I did too, and my son actually got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, nice! So. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, he got me the deluxe one with the acrylic.
You're gonna have to do an unboxing, like.
Yeah, I definitely will.
I promise I won't shoot daggers like your Dolman would one when I was waiting.
If I'm going to commission you to paint my minis, I'm going to bring you both of my monolith Conan and Solomon Kane. It's about like 300 figures in each one.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
The Solomon Kane, the monolith one.
Yeah,
those are cool.
Yeah.
You have my
those guys have this crazy booth though,
there, but they're all duplicates and everything.
Yeah, I got the Conan one. I think I got Conan, the Nordheim one, and the there's like a Asian one and the Stygian one. I have those four, which I will have yet to paint alongside.
No, I will probably
Blood Rage and all the other stuff.
I might try to mess around and paint the Conan one. I might actually try to do that myself.
I painted a few of them. I wonder if I got any here.
I went out when Free League announced that they were doing Trudvang for Dragonbane. I went out and bought the Trudvang miniature game. So I have
nice
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. So yeah.
All
right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. So thank you so much for coming on in. Remember, I'm doing another live stream on Tuesday. That's my anniversary stream. So you're all welcome to join in again. Some of you are my former players or current players, Paul. So I've been trying to bring all my players in, and then any other YouTubers out there. So you're kind of hitting that Takata. Plus, you've been my player as well at conventions. The Hyperborean New Yorker. You are certainly welcome, and I can't wait to have you at my table at
that'll be fun.
At that any one of the 3 games. I think you'll enjoy any one of those 3.
I think the Edge lady might be joining me too. So on that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
get her in on there.
Yeah. So whether it's Shadow Dark, Fallout, or Hyperborea 3rd edition, you'll be welcome. Welcome there. And Mike, of course, you're welcome to come on in. And we'll definitely and let me know if you're going to any conventions. Any of you, like if you're like Paul,
I'll get with you on Discord too, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jump in on my Discord as well. So I think most of you are there at my Discord already.
I don't even know what I am on. I think I'm Edgelord on there. I don't even know.
Yeah, maybe I'll link it
right now.
Should I link it? Yeah. Let me. This is always a disaster to try.
We can talk about playing online because I've spent like way too much time thinking about it. So
yeah, I agree. That'd be fun.
So let's.
It's intimidating, but it's actually a little bit easier than you think. It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah,
it sucks on the phone though. You know what I mean? I've got.
You can definitely still do it on the phone. But
yeah.
So, all right, let's just copy and let's try to do this. Wow, that's complicated. So this is my Discord link. So anyone, if you're currently in and you haven't joined my Discord already, there is the link for my Discord. You can go in there when you're in the welcome thing. Just tell me that you're coming in from this stream. Or any other stream, and I will give you a player tag so that you can join in any of those conversations in any of the games we happen to be running. And if you have a membership, including even a free member, and you want to jump in on one of my games, they're certainly out there. Like I said, I only have openings in my Thursday morning and afternoon.
Yeah, I'm the
or evening games.
There we go.
So Gangbusters or Hyperborea, you're welcome to join either one. Come this January, I'm going to be looking to, mix in some more stuff in there and see when I can get some more games going, but mostly one shots. I'm just looking to do a whole bunch of systems. It'll be mostly Eastern time morning shots because then I go to work on just 3 days a week. So you can catch me most mornings throughout the week, and definitely look for you there as well. So, guys, thanks a lot for joining in. Everybody who has, either joined as a member, thank you so much. Super chats and other things. Agile Monk, very, very generous tonight. Thank you if you're still on. And you all have a great, if I don't see you between now and
have a good New Year, guys.
You'll have a happy New Year, and let's look towards 2026 to be another great year for gaming, especially OSR and independent gaming going out there. I think I will say that D&D 2024 is dead.
It's
dead. Dead.
Dead in the grave.
Dead and in the grave, and maybe
no,
Elon will buy it. Maybe Elon
it's still
will
alive,
buy it.
bros.
It's no surprise WotC rhymes with another word because that's what they are.
So you all have a great one, guys.
Take it easy.
See you all.
All right.